Hello there, all you magnificent people, and welcome to another live stream of An Ecologist Plays. My name is Will, and we are learning more about nature, and I am super stoked about being able to play TERRA NIL with you guys. This is a rehabilitation-orientated game, which is right up my alley, because as I've mentioned in my post earlier today, this is basically what I did my Masters on. My Masters about 11 years ago I started that. And I did rehabilitation for my Masters, or vegetation rehabilitation, basically rehabilitation of degraded land. Most often after overgrazing, but also in a few cases looking at the impacts of methods that we used when old landfills, for example, not landfills per se, but quarries, were actually rehabilitated. So that is what we are looking at here. And we are going to start from scratch in this game here. I've been playing around a bit and I have been thoroughly enjoying it, just so I'm not completely a noob when it comes to playing this game. Let's start a new map here, and let's start. I think I should be able to select the difficulty level hopefully soon. But I think we're probably going to start with here we go, the intro and then the tutorial, just so that everybody, if you're new to the game, you will then understand what this is all about, or how it works. Hello there, Ozzy, and hello, Jakes. Glad you guys could make it to the chat. Yes. And Ozzy definitely can also nerd out with us here with the rehabilitation of vegetation, because he did his Masters on that as well. And hello there, Hans. Welcome also to the chat. Glad you... Well, at least 3 of us are together, or 4 of us are together, so that's brilliant. Nick is not here today, so she's having a girls' night with her family, and hence us in TERRA NIL. Right, so let's have a look here. So we have this awesome little book, which I have just closed. Anyway, I'll get back to it. Obviously, we're not going to choose the gardener. I am a gardener. I'm not going to choose that difficulty level. We are going to go with full-on ecologist difficulty level here, because, you know, that is what we are and who we are. That is what we do. So we're going to choose not environmental engineer. That's like hard mode, and I don't want to fail on the live stream, you see. So I want to restore biodiversity and balance to the ecosystem. So I've got some strategy game experience. I love strategy games, so this is really right up my alley even more. So we're going to choose ecologist. We start with 1,000 resources. Okay, we start with 1,500 on gardener level, and also 1,000, interesting, with environmental engineer. Base building cost percentage. Oh, it costs more to build, and it costs far less to build. Okay. Recycling went out of resources. Disabled, building unlock objectives. Okay, interesting. So we are going to just go with ecologist mode. I see with gardener, oh, it's also disabled. I'm not sure when Zen mode is enabled to. Anyway, we are going with ecologist difficulty level. So easy peasy. You can move the mouse cursor to the screen. You can move that way, up and down, or you can just go with the middle mouse button, yes, okay, or WASD. Some simple controls, typical controls. Zoom in and out, so we can have a good look at the rocks over here, and we can have a good look at everything around on the edges. So this is, of course, a South African game, or developed by a South African team, which is amazing. So, I mean, that's even more to love about this game. So let's see, start with a turbine. So the whole idea is we're trying to be as green as possible. There's no burning of fossil fuels here, but we are going to be using some combustion. We are going to burn some vegetation as it goes along. And to start with, we are going to put up a wind turbine. And indeed, it is a lovely little boys' night today. And yeah, I unfortunately don't have any beers in the fridge, so I've got coffee. I'll stick to the Jetta juice. That's what I will be drinking. So anyways, we have our power source now. Everything, most things at least, will run on power. We are going to use our toxin scrubbers. Now, it says here it cleanses nearby wasteland of toxins, converting it into fertile soil. So the idea is that this is Earth, but Earth has been like destroyed by some kind of environmental disaster, and we are trying to rehabilitate it after that event. And the idea is that these toxin scrubbers will be some kind of, I think, bioremediation, which is when you use bacteria to actually break down pollutants in the soil. And as we place this, it is going to create a nice little fertile spot all around there. And we're going to place 4 of these. Of course, after the tutorial, we'll be able to decide exactly where we place everything, but we are going to just place them around. So now we've got these stretches, or this big patch of nice fertile soil. No pollutants in here. Technically the bacteria that we have put in the soil here would most likely have broken down a lot of the toxins, or would have neutralized them in some way or another. But there's still very little greenery. You can see some mosses and stuff growing, which is marvelous, but we need a lot of lovely grasses and stuff to start growing. The beers were only for me. Yeah, it's only for you, the beer. Unfortunately, it's a little bit far for you to send it to us now, and it's probably not going to arrive on time for the stream. But yeah, we are going to put some irrigation up here as well. We need some moisture. Obviously, all plants need moisture in order to actually grow and survive. So we are going to give it to them. And we're just going to rotate so that those little arms that you can see extending at the bottom of each of these little irrigation things, that indicates in which direction it is going to spray water. So you can see, boom, it's going to spray it like that. And then placing one over here, and we can rotate so that it places a nice little long strip there. And now, all the areas that we had actually removed the pollutants from will now have greenery on it, which is marvelous. So you can always look at the handbook. Yes, that's what I wanted to do earlier, and then it went out of the handbook. There we go. So we've got this, A Beginner's Guide to Ecosystem Restoration, and this is our guidebook for this game. We have got 4 maps that we are going to be playing. We'll see how far we get today. This is the first one. This is the temperate zone. This is basically where we are in South Africa. It's not too cold, and I think most of Canada at least would also fall within the temperate zone. And then it's basically away from the tropics to the north and the south, not quite in the polar regions. But after the temperate habitat that we're looking at here, we're going to have a tropical one, then we're going to have a polar region, and then after that it's more like a suburban type of setting that had fallen apart. So we're going to be looking at the temperate zone. Okay, thank you. Now we need to increase the landscape's greenery. We are 24% completed in terms of that. It does not mean we need to get 100% greenery. It just means that we need to reach 100% of the total area we need to actually cover. So we're going to put another little wind turbine up there, and another one there. I think we're going to put up one here, and we're going to just put one up, I think, up there. Put some toxin scrubbers down. Let's just make the soil nice. We don't have to worry too much about money in the tutorial here. We are just remediating the soil as we go along. I actually want to go quickly check in the handbook. How do they say? Because we can choose buildings. I mean, look at the artwork. The artwork. Oh, I love the artwork in here. I just love everything in this game. Toxin scrubber. Here we go. Cleans wasteland to create fertile soil. This must be done before anything can be grown. For maximum effectiveness, try to... Okay. But it doesn't tell me how it does it. It just says it takes out toxins. Okay. Nonetheless, it's cool. I suspect it's using... it's probably using bacteria. It could also be using fungi, because some fungi are very good at binding to toxins and neutralizing them. That is actually not necessarily just bioremediation. That's a specific type of bioremediation which we call mycoremediation. Myco referring to... Okay, of course, now we go. There we go. Bigger area. Myco referring to fungi that you're using to remediate an area. And welcome to TERRA NIL. Oh man, I love this game. And it's nice and relaxing, and we can talk about a lot of stuff in this game. Right, so we've created this little fertile pocket over here. Unfortunately, used a lot of resources just to get that done. But anyway, we are going to just quickly put irrigation down. The nice thing is that if you do make a mistake, you can go one move back by clicking on that button there. We're just going to just go like this. You can see there's a little green, if I zoom in here, you can see there's above the irrigation, there's a little green number. That means how many resources are we getting back above the amount that we spend. So we're technically getting 132 credits back by placing this irrigation here, but we're spending 50. Hello there, Gears. Welcome. Glad you could also make it. And yeah, so we're spending 50 to actually place this irrigation here, but we're getting 132, so we're making a profit of 82 conservation credits. I'm not sure what the unit is technically called. I call it conservation credits, simply because that, you know, it's not dollars, it's not rand, it's no monetary value. It's just it's a conservation credit. Anyway, so now that we have got enough of the area actually green, we have unlocked the water pump. Now this water pump requires, as you can see there, electricity and a dry riverbed. And oh, looky, we've got a lot of dry riverbed over here. So we're going to create some electricity, and then we're going to put a water pump in that is going to put enough water for this stretch. Of course, that water pump, you know, that's going to put some water extract it from the underwater, from the groundwater, and it's putting it up on the surface over here. But all along the river now, suddenly we have life. We suddenly have this cleansing that has happened, and the area is now clean and green. We can now also have the calcifier. Oh, nice. Crystallizes nearby greenery, creating rock. Not sure how it does that. It requires a river, you need to place it in the water, and it requires... oh, it provides rock. Now I suspect what it does is it actually takes out a lot of calcium and stuff from the soil or from the water and actually puts that on the vegetation, calcifying them. Yeah, I'm not sure necessarily how scientific that is, but nonetheless we are going to be doing this. Oh, this does not require water, so we can technically put one... oh, sorry, does not require electricity, so we can put one here. In the process, get a nice little wind turbine up here. Clean this area. Bioremediate that area. And put a nice little sprinkler system up so that we can get a lot of moisture and vegetation growing there. Okay, so we're now 71% done with what we need to in terms of greenery. Not great, but it's not bad either. We're going to be doing the last bit, I think, almost now. Let's see. I put this up, that takes us up to 77%. Okay, that's alright. Going up a little bit. Oh, that has now given us the excavator. The excavator, what it does is it's a very, very strong drill. But you can choose in which direction it drills, but it pollutes the soil around where it drills. So if I were to place it here, it's going to create polluted ground again around here, and I don't want that. So we're just putting it in an already polluted area, and now we're going to do the cleanup work in any case. A little bit of strategy involved in this game, which is marvelous. Actually, more than just a little bit. I'm probably going to be quite brain dead after this evening stream. But that's alright. I like thinking. Most of the time. I hope you all are having a wonderful weekend, though. I'm not sure. I don't know how I feel about this past week, but it's done now. It is weekend. We're enjoying. We've got another nice day tomorrow. And did some gardening today, which was quite good, I must say. Did quite a bit of weeding. And let's see, I think I can put up another little wind turbine up here. Put some water all along here. And now we reached our goal of 100% green cover. Well, not 100%, but 100% of what we wanted to achieve. Now, that's the first step. The first step is remove the pollutants and create a stable environment. Now, the second part of rehabilitation is, of course, to get the biomes thriving. At the moment, as it is here, we just have polluted areas. We've got rivers And then we've just got the grasslands with a few trees here and there. That's not really diversity. So we need to spruce this place up. Now, after 150 more fynbos tiles, and we'll get to fynbos in a moment, but after 150 more fynbos tiles, we are going to unlock this, whatever this is. So we're going to be working towards that. But first, what we're going to do is clean up a bit more. I think that one was placed in the wrong area, so we're just going to press undo. I think less like that. That's good. Good enough. And scrub that area, and let's scrub this area. We've got 473 points to play with here. That's more than enough. Okay, let's do that. And then lastly, oh, you see, now we're running out of money there. It's giving us the red flash. It's going, ooh, you're almost out of money, but we're alright. It's not that bad yet, I think. With this, placing it here, we're going to get 78 credits back, so that's fine. Let's go and put one, I think here. Yeah, it's going to be good. And don't worry about all these little stretches. I know, here's you are going to not really like me for the fact that there are nice little open spots over here, but it's when moment it rains, everything's going to be fine. For now, though, we are just going to... placing it like that gives us 83, that's alright. We're going to fill it up, and when it rains, this whole area will... all the pollutants will be removed, and everything will work out well. Let's see, what we need to work towards now. I don't think I need to do anything here now, for now. Let's start by making some wetlands. So we've got the hydroponium. Hydro referring to water, and ponium, I think, growing of something. I mean, you know, hydroponics, where you grow vegetables using this aquatic type of ecosystem. But let's have a look here with buildings. Irrigator, it's just basically spraying everything. Water pump, extracts water from the ground table. Turns nearby greenery into rocks and must be placed on a river. Before placing a calcifier, use a water pump to create a river. Okay, yeah. It's great that it actually tells you what these things do and what you need to do in order to build them. Nice little tutorial, this book. It does not exactly tell me what I'm looking at here. Would love to know exactly what I'm looking at here. But anyway, excavator, not what we're looking for. Beehive, yes. Pollinators from hives turn surrounding grass into vibrant flowers. Remember, only fynbos flowers created around beehives count towards your goal. The hives themselves do not, okay? And the hydroponium creates incredibly biodiverse wetlands in areas that are already waterlogged. Hydroponia can only be built on irrigators that are not on raised ground. So these are used to create your lowland swamps, which is perfect because you're going to get a nice wetland right over here. Okay. I am going to actually just put a calcifier up here. Just so that we can start. We can actually remove the pollutants from this area. And from, I think, this area as well. And then lastly from this area there. Okay. And then we can just water this. Like that. I think that's going to help. Then maybe we can put in a nice little wetland over here as well. Maybe. Yeah, come on. Here we go. So as we build the wetlands here, you can see on the left hand side here, we're now 53% towards our goal for the amount of wetlands we need in this level. We're going to go up to 83% with this wetland over here, which is, you know, marvelous. But it's only on the lower lying areas. You can't go and build it up here. You need to also build it close to where existing water is. The radius around it needs to overlap with an area that has water. I can't build it on any of these ones down here. So let's actually let it extend into this area over here. Create a nice little wetland system. And that actually ticks the amount of wetlands we need to be over what we need. So let's move on to the next one. The next one is fynbos, and then we need forest. Now the fynbos, in order to get the fynbos growing, you need to place a beehive in a tree. And now, look at this. This is now, at least in theory, fynbos. Now, fynbos is the shrublands we've got here in southern South Africa. So where I am, that's what we have. That's a dominant vegetation type, dominant biome, along with forests as well. But the fynbos here needs to burn, and we are going to be working on that in a moment. I think that's what we get once we have put 93 more fynbos tiles. Then we are going to unlock something. We're going to burn this area down. Anyway, so the fynbos here, that's where you'll find, and if we manage to make ideal fynbos, we're going to see a different diversity of plants then to what we're seeing now. We've got things like proteas, which are large flower shrubs. They really are beautiful. Fynbos is going up nicely. Really a very, very biodiverse region. In terms of plant diversity, as the fynbos biome has probably the highest diversity of all the biomes, or it has the highest biodiversity of all biomes here in South Africa, and it is one of the most biodiverse regions in the world. So we have now created a lot of fynbos, but we are going to create a little bit more. You'll see why. Because fynbos needs something in particular in order to thrive. And we are going to put fynbos with all the trees. I think all the trees now has fynbos. Okay, so what we're now going to do is we are going to use a solar amplifier, and it is going to burn the fynbos. Now, one may think that this is actually very destructive. Maybe it is slightly more destructive than I had hoped. Okay. What did Alfred say to Batman? Some people just want to watch the world burn? Yeah, that was me. Okay, suddenly we don't have enough fynbos, but we're going to address that, I think, in a moment. For now, we are going to take an arboretum, and we're going to place that down here. We can only place an arboretum on a burnt area, and on a area where you have basically sacrificed a building. The idea is that the trees here need a lot of nutrients. They need the nutrient-rich ash in order to actually grow. Now, we've created a lot of nutrient-rich ash, and we actually have more than enough forest now. I'm going to put down one more block like... yeah, like this, I think. There you go, so a nice little extensive forest patch over here. Now, I'm just going to see if I can potentially create a bit more fynbos now, because I've accidentally stuffed myself here. Okay, it actually removes the ash. Okay, let's have a look here. I think I should be able to place the beehive. Yeah, I can place it in some of these trees. Okay, that's great. We're getting some fynbos back at least. After my little mishap over here. Let's have a look. Can I... Come on. I can place one here. Okay, that's going to help a little bit. And then... I'll just have it like that. And one last beehive, that should be enough. There we go. Now, we have our 3 biomes, and the 3 biomes are now done. So now, with plant life and climate re-established, the final step is to construct an airship by recycling your buildings. As you remove your presence, introduce fauna to be the new custodians of this ecosystem. Now, the idea here is that we want to leave no trace behind. Okay, we want this to be an ecosystem that is going to take care of itself. So, we are going to just place down somewhere. Not sure where they want us to place it down. Anywhere. There we go. Okay, placing down the dropship right over there. And we are going to remove all these things in a moment. We are also going to just put down a research station. Research center. Interesting. Reduce the cost of some buildings. Oh, there we go. And unlocks the ability to manipulate the climate of this area. That is what I wanted to do. I wanted it to rain, and I couldn't for the life of me think how on earth did we get it to rain. Anyway, yes, now that you've learned the basics of restoration, you need to begin to address the regional climate. That is what we're going to do. We're going to have all these little these optional goals are already done. Okay. Climate is defined by these attributes. In this case, it's just the humidity, how much moisture is in the air. As we go along, in later levels, you'll have to control toxicity, you'll have to control the humidity, the temperature, hotter and colder, all those types of things. Only interested in humidity, but these will change in future. Yes, it will. These are all optional goals. Now, we have now accomplished wildflowers blooming, and I think that was when our humidity went up 22% or up to 22%. I think that's these little flowers. So before you actually manage to do that, there won't be any flowers in the meadows. Once you reach this goal, suddenly little flowers will pop up all over the place. We've got migratory birds that have returned as well. Not sure where they are. Okay, thank you. I'll look at the... Okay. So there are the migratory birds. Now we've got pop-ups all over the place. But anyways, there are the migratory birds. We've got fungi in the forest. So somewhere in the forest there should be some fungi. Some mushrooms. Can't see them now. I think in this corner there are some. Anyway, let's have a look here. Buildings that grow plants like the irrigator or beehive are also affected by regional climate attributes. Okay, yes. Many buildings modify the climate slightly, but some, like the cloud cedar, change it significantly. Yes, we're going to be using that one now. Cultivating the right climate is an important step in your reclamation journey. Good luck. If we get the humidity up to 70%, rains will start falling. If we get it up to 90%, the salmon run will move into the area. If we get it up to 80%, water lilies will bloom or blossom, and more than 55%, ferns will be present on the riverbank. So there's a whole bunch of optional things we can also do, and best is if we actually try to do that. So let's get to work changing the climate, shall we? Let us put down the humidifier. Now the humidifier, the cloud cedar here, is going to use the water available. It's not going to extract it completely, but it is going to be the percentage by which the humidity is going to go up will depend on how much water is around it. And now the humidity will go up 12% because this little contraption over here is forming clouds. Releasing water vapor into the air, and then as it does that, clouds will then form. Our humidity is going up quite nicely. We are just going to, I think, put it down here. And now suddenly the water lilies, there we go. Water lilies are now blossoming as well. And the rains are beginning. We've got it above 70%, so the rains are also starting. And you can hear the thunder starting in the game. Soon, rain is going to start falling, and all these polluted areas will also rehabilitate themselves. Let's just have a look here. Oh, I see. Our humidity is too high for the fynbos to be ideal or under ideal conditions. No worries. So now you can see here automatically little greenery popping up. This will now happen every time it rains. Some of the polluted soil will disappear and be replaced by grasslands, which is marvelous. Let's have a look here. What we also, I think we can get it up one more. That's only going to take it up 2%. We need to get it up to 90% for the salmon run to start. That'll get it. There we go. The salmon will now start moving into the system. There we go. There's a salmon. That's awesome. Okay, so the thing is that this game, it has got a whole bunch of species from all over the world. I mean, we've got salmon here from the northern hemisphere. We don't have salmon in the southern hemisphere. But we also have fynbos, which is this vegetation type over here, which is only found in the fynbos. Fynbos obviously found only in fynbos. Fynbos is found only in the Western Cape, or in the Cape area of South Africa, in the southwestern part of South Africa. You will have similar vegetation all around the world. You'll have Macchia, I believe, in California. You'll have the Kongwan in Australia. You have the typical Mediterranean vegetation in the Mediterranean area as well. So depending on where you are, you're going to have very similar environments. But the salmon, as I've mentioned, northern hemisphere, fynbos itself only in the southern hemisphere. So pine trees also, as we've got them here, not indigenous to South Africa. They also come mostly from the northern hemisphere. So we do have a whole hodgepodge of whole bunch of different species in here. But the idea is not to have an accurate system. The idea is to have a functional system. And that is basically rehabilitation rather than restoration. Restoration would try to get this back to a system to the way it was, or is supposed to be 100% accurate, the way it was before disturbances. Now, however, we are just trying to get it to a functional system. We're not trying to get it to 100% back to where it was. Restoration, getting it back to exactly the way it was. Rehabilitation, getting it to a functional state. So let's actually start by removing our presence from this area. Now, the problem is, and I forgot about this, the problem is the drone will need to get to this, and it won't be able to get to this, and you'll see why in a moment. Let me actually... Excavator. Let's try to get a river to come here. That is not going to be sufficient. We need a river to come down to this spot. I think if we make it like that... Unfortunately, it's going to become polluted ground again. Oh, it isn't, because we've got a forest here. Marvelous. Let's just see. How are we going to get this now? Maybe one drilling in that direction. That could work. Okay, water is getting to this point. Just putting it there. And then I think just one more to get the river to come all the way down here. Okay, are we going to flow in? No? Okay, so then we're going to put a water pump in here. Boom! Boom shakalaka! And that's done. Now, let's take ourselves out of the system, shall we? Are we going to do that by placing recycling silos over here? Immediately, all our buildings are gone now. Now we can finally start to remove ourselves from the system. Okay. We do need one more excavator, I think. Just to come down to this part over here. Okay. Water does reach us. Brilliant. Let's just remove all our buildings from over here. And all our buildings from over here. And now we have a recycling drone. And we can place that over there. This thing is now going to go all along the river courses, and that's why we needed rivers everywhere. It's going to go along the river courses and pick up the little thingamajigs here, these recycle stations. But I suspect it is a little bit too high at the moment. Interesting. Maybe. Let's see. If I put this here, here it comes. Okay. This is at the same height. That's great. It's going to just whee all along here. All these little channels is going to come and collect all the recycling stations now. And then we have no more presence in this part of the world. Okay. Let's now get to work taking these ones out. And take those buildings out. And I think take those buildings out as well. We'll put a loading dock there. And we'll put a loading dock there as well. Now, the tricky part is getting these buildings out. Actually, I think the little thingamajig, the little drone, can move all the way up here, so that's not going to be too much of a problem, I think. Anyway, let's just remove these things and then see what happens. No, that can't reach that. Oh, it can't reach there. Okay, we're going to have to put this in here. Really? We just cannot get that. Ah, okay. We need to address that then. Oh man. Okay. Excavator. I think if we have it like that, and then place this, and then place this, there we go. Now you should be able to get up here. Let's just remove everything from this area. Now it's going to be fine. And we'll just also remove everything from this area. There we go. And now, of course, we've got our migratory birds. These look like some kind of goose or duck. Not sure which species it technically is. But they're obviously coming into the system because it actually is restored. Now, the thing is that migratory birds like these will need wetlands like these that we have here. We've accomplished all our optional goals. And around the world there are these Ramsar sites, which are very, very, very important sites around the world for bird breeding. And especially for migratory birds, or particularly for migratory birds. They are there to act as stopovers for them on their migration routes. And a lot of these Ramsar sites demand a lot of very good protection, basically. And in South Africa, we've got a few of those Ramsar sites. And thankfully, at least most of them are quite well protected. Unfortunately, humans will always find a way to stuff up the system. And there are also a few Ramsar sites that are not as well protected. Okay, we're just going to be building a few more little things here. That's going to remove the last few buildings. Why can we not build here, I wonder? And I wonder... Okay, let's build that there and see why we can't build here. Maybe we will need to get some kind of... Interesting. Okay, just trying to figure out why we can't build here. Maybe there's an obstruction? No, I think there's just like... It doesn't want to get here. Okay, we can remedy that by just doing this. And polluting the area again. Sometimes for progress you do need to, or for rehabilitation you need to degrade the land, unfortunately it seems. Or disturb it at least. Disturb, yes. Pollute, no. But we have to, in this case, pollute the river. Okay. Now, we should be able to place this here. And this here to get rid of that. Okay. I think we're almost done here with this map though. We have nothing in that corner, nothing in this corner, nothing over here, and nothing over there. We've got these two buildings, and that will be removed now. Okay. So for those of you that are interested in this game, it is currently 25% off on Steam. So it's a 25% discount at the moment on Steam, making it a little bit more affordable still. Let's see, we now have 100% done. Now, what are we supposed to do now? I think now we are supposed to build an animal observatory. And we're going to just put it on that little island over there. The final step as recycling progresses is the reintroduction of animals. Yes. So, we are technically reintroducing the animals here, but in essence we are scanning for them. And we are going to scan to try and find them in their right habitat. And we need to find at least 3 species in order to move on. Now, just looking at this, it says here that this grazer lives in herds on wide open grasslands. And one requirement must be met in order to actually find it. So we're going to, whoops, scan there, and voila, we have found some deer. Most likely fallow deer, with the male over there and the female. I can never remember what male and female... I think male, I'm not sure what the male is called, but the female I know is a doe. I'm not sure what the male is, but anyway. We are going to just keep on scanning a little bit over here, see if we can find some more. There's another herd of deer. Technically, you can scan for a whole bunch of them and you'll find them all over the place. You can put a whole bunch of deer in here. Oh dear. Okay, let's have a look here. The second one, this small amphibian lives in the reeds of a wetland near a fynbos field. This will be some kind of frog. So we now need to have two requirements met. If we just scan in the wetland, it's going to show us that yes, there are at least 10 wetland tiles. That requirement is met. But there's still another one that isn't met. If we scan there, we have met the requirement of at least 5 fynbos tiles, but not the one with water. So now we need to find an area where there's a wetland with some fynbos next to it. Scanning here, voila. We have some kind of frog hopping along on the lily pads over here. This looks like very much like the American bullfrog, I think. Or in South Africa, at least, the river frog. They also look very similar to this. I think both of them are in the Ranidae family, which are very, very good jumpers. I'll never forget that in South Africa we've got this tiny little frog, the grass frog. And in America now they did they do the frog jumping competitions, where they would, they would get the frogs to jump and see whoever jumps the furthest, that person's frog, or that person that has that frog then wins. And then obviously everyone's got their bullfrogs that are jumping, and they big things jumping up and down. But then someone brought one of these little grass frogs out of Africa, and everyone laughed obviously at this tiny little frog, and then they got it to jump and it just went whee off the table, way off. I think it's like 7, 8 or 9 meters. It's a ridiculous distance that they can jump. Very, very strong hind legs, and they just kind of launch themselves forward and then jump. But then everybody was like, no, that's not fair. How dare you bring this little frog and you win. So they then made that you have to have, I think, a little bit more than 2 inches. The frogs have to be larger than that size in order to compete. And guess which frog is just below that minimum requirement? Of course, the grass frogs are just too small. So nobody's allowed to use South African grass frogs anymore to compete in frog jumping competitions. But anyway, let's see. I think we should be able to get some more frogs here. One more group. There we go. A whole bunch of little amphibians. Amphibians are really essential for maintaining the ecosystem. They're very good pest control, getting rid of all the mosquitoes. I forgot, these are bees. Yeah, these are bees visiting the flowers. Of course, the bees coming from the beehive over here, flying through the fynbos. I'm surprised we can't see bees in the fynbos itself. They really would love all these fynbos shrubs. But then they're moving off into the wildflowers in the meadow area as well. Interesting. Okay. Third one. This large caniforms domain is a forest which contains a beehive and is on top of a hill. Yeah, I think we've got a problem there. I don't think we've got any forests whatsoever on a hill. Caniform indicating some kind of dog shape. So I think let's burn something down, shall we? But I need to put some kind of building that can burn. Now, which building will I put? I think let's put an irrigation down. Okay, maybe I should just put this here. So I need something to burn. Now we can't get that. Of course, we can put this thing and burn it. There we go. Let's burn it. We need to get forest up here. The only way to get forest up here is to get a beehive closer. Okay. The wildfire is slightly wild, but that's alright. Let's plant this here. Unfortunately, because it's raining, we just have greenery that's back. Okay. Anyway, so we're not going to get a forest on there. We may get one over here. And this is now where the strategy part comes in. You're trying to get things, you know, accomplish certain things. The only way to do that is to experiment a little bit. Okay, now we're going to have a whole bunch of trees. Oh dear, we're burning down all the vegetation where the the deers were. Oh dear. Okay, well this whole area now has burnt. Whoopsie daisy. Let's see. Yes, we can make some more paintballs up here now. Okay. And then we'll put this. I will put this in the paintballs, and then we'll burn it again. I'm playing with fire today, guys. I'm playing with fire. There we go. Right. Now, we have a forest on a hillside. That is what we needed. So now we can scan for this. Okay, so we're on high ground. We're in forest, but there's something that isn't met. Some kind of requirement. Contains... Oh, that's why. There's no beehive in there. So, let's put a beehive in this area here. And then we'll scan. And now, there we go! We've got brown bear, which is the, well, second largest. Almost said the largest, but I forgot about polar bears. Polar bears, obviously the largest bears on Earth. And here we have a lovely little brown bear walking around. Oh, man. I know I've only seen one bear in my life, in a zoo, unfortunately, never in the wild. But that one bear, yeah, I didn't look too happy. I was like 5 years, I think, old when I saw that. Anyway, so we finally have some brown bears here. Let's put that in there and let's scan and see if we can get another group of them here. Nope, it's not on elevation. Okay, that's alright. Nope. Okay, so we're not going to get more brown bears. We have that group of brown bears at least. Okay. Next one. This web-footed waterfowl rests in a large lake when it is not flying. Okay, so that obviously is some kind of goose in a lake. Partially met. Let's see. I don't think it should be in a wetland, if I'm not mistaken. No. Can it be in this area? No, not large enough. Not sure where we can have a lake that is not a wetland, but anyway. So we're probably not going to get that one, that's alright. This industrious rodent builds its home on a river near a forest. Obviously, we know what we're getting here. This one's for you, Hans. We are getting... Oh, it's not enough rivers. Okay, fine. We'll get more rivers. Let's give more rivers here. Really? Do we need more river? Maybe here. There we go. This one's for you, Hans. We've got some beavers. They're swimming around. Amazing. Now, I don't think they will actually build dams in this game, but nonetheless, they would, at least in theory, they would be building dams here. And we've got some more beavers somewhere around here, I guess, now as well. Though I cannot see them. They'll be here somewhere. Anyway, last one. This predator prowls in a forest near to a source of prey. Okay, so we need, in this case, we need to get some deer here. And then, if we scan for these little guys... There we go, timber wolf. Oh, wow. Okay, where are my timber wolves now? There we go. The timber wolf. Not sure whether this is the same as the Yukon wolf or that's a different one. But yeah, the largest wolf subspecies in the world. Really, really awesome. I think they're about the size or slightly smaller than the dire wolf that existed as well. So we've scanned and we found 5 of the 6 species. The only one I could not get was the the waterfowl one here. Unfortunately, it does not seem like I'm able to find a dam. A lake. Anyway, that's alright. We didn't do too badly here, or too poorly. Now let's just quickly pack up and move on to the next site, shall we? So we can pack that up. And then we can get those things done. Now we can remove these two things. And I think that's it then. Yeah, that should be it. Okay. And now we needed at least 3 species scanned in order to depart from this land. We have found 5. I see the deer have disappeared from this area that I burnt and then put fynbos and then forest in. They're only up on the hill here. And then of course down where we placed them now. Here grazing. Oh, look at that. There's the wolf. Little timber wolf close to our deer. Technically hunting them. To really build up a whole ecosystem here. And then you can lift off. And you are leaving this world behind. With your massive little carrier over here. Your helicarrier. And off we go. First one done. And of course, no littering. Leave nothing behind. Take the hovercraft with... And off it goes, a little drone, recycling drone, and off we go. Okay, now we can continue, or we can first just appreciate the fact that we have rehabilitated this area, where we now have some fynbos, and the idea here is, technically I shouldn't have created this big intact forest, or continuous forest. I needed to actually have a bit more breaking up and more mosaic type of style here, with a few different habitats scattered all over the place. If it's just too homogeneous, thankfully I do have 2 forest patches, so that kind of does, or 3 actually, that does make up for that. But you needed at least like a patchwork of vegetation types. Just one continuous area like we had initially with just the grass. We don't want that, because if anything happens to that vegetation type, it's screwed. But if there are a whole bunch of different vegetation types, then you can really have more resilience in the system, where the system does not fall apart as easily. It can bounce back also if it does get disturbed or whatever. Yeah, that is the first one. So now, after this temperate region, we now are going to go on to the second region, which is more in the tropical area of this flooded earth, it seems. So, let's head off to the tropical island. The desolate island, to be exact. We are going to try and restore it. Now, tropical, of course, means that we'll have far more water and warmer conditions as well. The temperate regions, you're further from the equator, so it's a little bit cooler. And you'll have more pronounced seasons in terms of temperature. So, we need to again begin by cleaning the surrounding oceans this time around as well. And reintroducing plant life. Toxin scrubbers are integral as it cleans both land and sea. Both greenery and clean ocean contribute towards your goal. Climate manipulation is possible from the onset here. So right from the start, we can try to manipulate the climate. We're starting with our 1,000 credits. And look how many optional things we now can do. Maybe a little bit difficult to see, I'm not sure. I think the chat box may be a little bit in the way there, but yeah, we can actually get a whole bunch of stuff here. Okay, that we can do. Anyway, so we're going to do some of that. Maybe I should actually just move the chat box to the other side so we can see. Here we go, and I'm going to move, I think, myself over as well to this side. It's going to be weird, I'm going to be on the left-hand side now. It's like, what on earth happened? Jump to the other side of the screen. But anyway, there we go. Right. A whole bunch, as you can see here, whole bunch of optional objectives. And for one of them, we have something. in that the temperature is below 10 degrees, but the moss, the humidity is not more than 50%. So a lot of these, you need the temperature to be right. A lot of them, you need the humidity to be correct. And with 5 of them, you need both the humidity and the temperature to be right. Okay, so let's start, obviously, again, with a wind turbine. And we are going to start by cleaning the ocean and the land. Similar process, but it is going to start becoming different in a moment. Here we go. Let's just introduce some moisture to this system. Okay. Hello, Memphis. Ow. Obviously, it's cat time now. Come see it. Hello. Memphis obviously also just wants to say hello to everyone. Say hello, my big boy. Hello. Yes. Always nice when he comes to say hello. Okay. He just wants dinner. But he always, he's typical. He's always eating. Hey, Memphis. It's no wonder he's chilling around here when we have got the stream, because we always talk about food, and he's like, I would like some of that, please. Please, can I have some more? Let's have a look. We need to construct 2 more wind turbines. Okay, let's construct one here. Cleans the ocean over there. Clean some more areas over there. And over there. And I think we can probably clean a bit more ocean over there. Okay. Go. Right, like that. Okay. There we go. We've got 2 green spots establishing. Let's put in 1 more. Okay, and now we have got the mineralizer. So now we can crystallize the salt in ocean water to create rock. That is now a new one that we can do. We couldn't do that in the previous one because we didn't have ocean to do that with. Okay, let's do that one there. Okay. And 1 more like that. Just putting, obviously, some moisture in the land here as well. Yeah, that would work. I think perhaps something like this would work. That's alright. Anyway, bit of greenery. Of course, now the ocean over here is being cleaned as well, or has been cleaned. Probably in the same way with bacteria that they're using to clean the ocean over here as they're doing on land here. And with that, let's do this. We can now also create our own rocks, so that we can establish in this area over here as well. We can work with our little toxin scrubbers. I think over there. Yeah, I think something like that as well. Work. Now, some of these areas, like this over here, there's no way we can get to that. We need to get it to rain, and then those areas will actually detox themselves. And we've got a water pump. We can technically, okay, but we need rock. Okay, as soon as we've got rock, we can do that. Mineralizer. Be able to put a water pump in somewhere. Come on. Somewhere around here. There we go. Now we'll have water all over the place. I forget that it's probably easiest to do that. To actually get a lot of greenery by placing a water pump or 2. Anyway, we have now done that. Let us then also crystallize another area. Get this. Get that. Detox the ocean over here. Detox the last bit of the ocean on this section. And water. Boom. Water is, I think, an underrated aspect of rehabilitation. You really need moisture to actually get it to work. If you are working in one of the dry regions of the world, I think then it becomes more obvious that you need water for it to succeed. But as I'm sure Ozzy will also attest, if you don't have water, you're not going to have rehabilitation of your degraded rangelands. So yeah, there we go. So you've got some water that's being sprayed on here. That's great. What do we need to do? Oh, we can form a sandbank. Ooh, we should do this. Let's see what happens. Oh, that was it. Okay. Wonderful. We can place a building there now. Okay. I don't want it there. I want it more over here so that we can... Never mind. We can't place it there because there's no power there. Okay. Strategy. We're almost there. We're almost there. So let us place this sandbar or this little mineralizer there. Get some rocks. Detox this area. That should almost push us over. Let's just detox that area as well. Oh, and this will push us. Oh, so close. And there we go. That is done now. Next step is increasing biodiversity. So same with the tropical as we had with the temperate. We need to bring in a whole bunch of habitats. That is the idea here. So we need to bring in tropical beaches, which is marvelous. We're going to have a nice little holiday over here. We need tropical rainforests and mangroves. Oh, the mangroves. Oh, yes. And then we can make coral polyps as well. So we can make coral reefs by taking the coral polyps and placing it in the sea. So we'll get to what coral polyps are as well in a moment. Let's just go on. No. I don't want to see what I can do now. I want to place this now. There we go. I think we should try to affect the climate now. This one says that we can use the combustor, or we can place a combustor which burns the surrounding vegetation to increase the atmospheric temperature. So of course it places a whole bunch of CO2 in the atmosphere, which, yeah, we may decide that maybe that's not the best, but we're going to do that in any case because it's a more natural form of it. It's going to... things should burn. A lot of vegetation types should burn. And so yeah, we're going to be placing that as well. So we'll now have moss on rock faces and ferns on the riverbank. And suddenly, ferns popping up all over the place. Can't yet see the moss on the rock faces. But oh, here we go. These rock faces, these cliff faces here. We now have moss growing all over that. Well, that's brilliant. Okay. Let's get some more cloud seeders in here. Get the humidity nice and high. Does anything need less humidity? Nothing needs less than. Okay, that's alright. We now just need to get the temperature up. Once we have the humidity as high as we possibly can, we just need to get the temperature up. And then everything will be fine. So let's place another mineralizer over here. We'll place that. We'll detox this area. Obviously. Detox this area. And also place another little cloud seeder. And now we're up to 99%. Okay, so now all we need to do is get the temperature up. And then we're going to tick off all of these optional things. And I think that's marvelous. Okay, we're just placing that as well. Get some water in this area. And now, let's burn. Burn, baby, burn. Get it up by another 6 degrees. And in this case, it does not burn the buildings as well. It just burns the vegetation. In that case, it is quite nice. As soon as we get the temperature high enough, it is actually going to start raining as well. So the ivy overgrowth is going to happen, and we're going to have migratory bird species popping up now as well, which is obviously marvelous. And suddenly crabs will populate the beaches. Yeah, we don't have beaches yet. Okay, we can, however, get some beaches. We can put a litharium over here. Lithos, or lithos is actually rock. Anyway, I think this is a rock grinder. Something that takes rocks and turns it into sand, which is then placed all over here. And we have got a whole bunch of little crabs. They almost look like fiddler crabs, but not quite. I wonder whether we can actually have fiddler crabs in the mangrove forest. I never checked. There's a little succulent plant over there. Beaches, although they look nice, are actually horrible places to live. A lot of succulent plants are found on beaches because it's basically a desert next to the ocean. The air is usually quite dry, except of course if it's foggy, then it's very wet. Actually no, in a lot of cases the air can also be wet. Never mind, disregard what I just said. But there's very little moisture in the soil. Because it is sand, the sand allows water to filter through or infiltrate more rapidly, and that results in... It's placed... okay, there we go, so I placed on a toxin scrubber. And that results in the area drying out quicker, which obviously is not great if you're trying to survive. We're going to place this here. I want to have a litharium in this region over here. We're going to do that. Let's make some more beaches over here. Must be built on a toxin scrubber. Captures sand to form beaches and dunes. Maybe it needs to be... Surely it doesn't need to be green. Maybe it does. Maybe it needs to be like a green environment for it to really work. Okay, in any case, let's do this. Let's do that. And then we'll... Oh, yeah. Okay, so it needs to be greenery for it to actually convert into beaches. Interesting, we're getting a nice little mosaic area right over here. This is ideal beach. Okay, so the conditions are actually perfect in this regard. You can see there, it's not just good conditions, it's actually in ideal conditions. You have different things popping up if you are under the ideal conditions when you make it. That's cool. Okay. Maybe we should... just do that. And now we are finally going to actually use this. I just placed it in the wrong place, didn't I? Yeah. We needed to be in range of that. We're going to place this over here. There we go. And now we should be able to... Why can't we? Requires... Oh, it requires soil, not sand. Never mind. Okay, we can't do that. Okay, never mind. I don't know what I was trying to do there. Let's move on to this side. Let's do this, shall we? I want this area rehabilitated. So, let's make a beach here, shall we? Nice, big beach. Oh, we're not even done yet with the beach. Okay, that's alright. There we go. Now we have actually reached the quota now. Okay, so we've got more than enough beaches. We've got no tropical forest whatsoever. We've got no mangrove forests and no coral reefs. We're just one of our 4 habitats done. We have a lot of area left to work with. Okay, let's make it hotter still. Let's see what we can burn, baby, burn. I think... let's burn something around in this area. We need this. And then we can do that. Give it up a little bit more, so we're on 25 degrees now. That's alright. What I also want to do is actually put in mangrove forest, because man, I love mangrove forests. Let's just water this area that had burnt previously so that we can have more mangrove forests when the time comes. There we go. This should now be mangrove forest. No, it's not. Because it's not connected to the ocean. Oh, there we go. Okay, never mind. Mangroves. Okay, so mangrove trees live in salty environments. That's where you'll find them. They're a saline forests type. So you'll find them growing all along the ocean. And in this case, you've got a wetland system over here and then a slither of little mangrove trees over here. And you can see the flowers on this specimen over here. And then you can see these drooping things over here. These are the fruit of the mangrove trees. But they're not just normal fruit. You can see the long thing sticking down. The seed actually starts germinating on the tree. And it forms this so-called hypocotyl, which is the little root, a straight pencil root sticking down. Oh, not really pencil root. We'll get to the pencil roots in a different game. But anyway, it starts growing straight down. And what happens is when the seed is ready, then it gets heavy and it breaks off and it drops down. If it is high tide and there's water under the mangrove trees, as they currently are, the seed would fall in the water and float away somewhere else, end up forming another mangrove forest somewhere else. So it would, for example, go, and then in the process of it floating off somewhere else, it's going to arrive on the beach over here and actually start growing, forming a new tree. If, however, it is low tide when the seed drops off the tree, there's obviously sand under the mangrove tree. It doesn't always stand in the water. With low tide, it's actually no water under it. And that root then pegs into the soil and the tree starts growing. And that is what we can see here. There's a little one right next to the hydroponium over here. You can have a little mangrove tree growing. And with this strategy, they are ensuring that they've got a very short distance dispersal with their seeds dropping right below them, but they also have very long distance dispersal and their seeds can potentially colonize completely different islands altogether, which I think is marvelous. It's a marvelous strategy to use to make sure that you actually disperse into a variety of areas and can survive also still in the area that you are in. Let's see, I think if I do this, that's going to make a whole area nice. We're going to do that. And then we're going to make a little beach right next to it. There we go. A little mangrove forest over here and another little small beach over here. And we should have some crabs on here. Although maybe the beach is too small for the crabs to actually appear. Okay, anyway. What we can also do... We still need it to rain, so we still need to combust a bunch of stuff. Let's see. Climate, combusting. Combustion, come on. Let me combust some stuff. Too close to another combustor. Okay, there's nothing I'm going to really combust over here, is there? I think it's going to burn the beach. I don't want it to burn the beach. Yeah, you see, it's going to burn the beach, and I don't want that. Okay, what we're going to do... We are going to burn this section over here, I think. So... that. And then we're just going to do that first. The jellyfish are now back and the vines will start growing. The vines we can't see because the vines will be in the tropical forest that we are going to be doing, but we haven't got it yet. We're also going to burn this section over here, which should give us... Oh wow, look at the coconut palms. Oh, that's awesome. So suddenly coconut palms will start colonizing our beaches as well. Now, the rain only starts falling... Oh, just 3 more degrees. 3 more degrees. Okay. Let's do that. Got enough credits to get to do this. Okay, I think we'll do it like that. We'll do that, and then we'll just combust. 4 degrees, yes. Off we go. Thunderstorms will now start. So now all the pollution will start disappearing, which is fantastic. Okay, let's, in any case, do this. Get that going. And we'll just have that going. How's our mangroves looking? Oh, not enough mangroves yet. Okay. We are going to hopefully get a few mangroves in here now. Should be. Okay, our mangroves are at 47%. Okay, that's looking better. Can we create more mangroves along here, along this side? Yes, we can. 63%. Okay, we're just going to wait for all of this to rehabilitate itself, and then we... Actually, you know what? It's going to create a nice little mosaic if we do it like this. There we go. So we're going to have a few grassy spots here, greenery in between the wetland and the mangrove forest. It looks a little variation there, which is nice. I like that. Okay, let's see. Where can we still... We can create some mangrove trees along here. That's going to be nice, and I think this one, yeah, that's going to also push up a whole bunch of mangroves. Oh, we're so close, we're so close. This, I think, will just create a wetland. Yeah, it's just a wetland, but that's alright, we need wetlands as well. Nice little variation. I'm wondering where the jellyfish are. Are they in the open ocean? Because it did say the jellyfish returned, but it's difficult to see with the rain and all. There we go, there's a jelly. Oh, wow. And the thing, they are related to coral, which we're going to put in as well. So they are in the Nidaria order, or phylum actually, phylum Nidaria, which is the same group as the anemones. Anemones, which ones else? The anemones, the coral, the jellyfish, the blue bottles, the Portuguese men of war, all of those are in the same order, which I find fascinating. Okay, here we go. Mangrove forests are now large enough. Now, mangrove forests you'll usually find, or you will find growing either along the coast or in estuaries. So there where the river meets the ocean, in those areas, in those saline areas, you'll find mangrove forests growing. In South Africa, only really along our east coast, in the KwaZulu-Natal and the Eastern Cape provinces, the oceans or the estuaries that are in the warmer areas, more humid environments. That's where you'll find mangroves. I've only ever been to mangrove forests once, and that was like 20 years ago, I think, almost. So that's a long time ago. I really need to go again. Hopefully one day Nick and I will be able to go. Now, we are going to put in a whole bunch of shade cloth here, because we are going to establish tropical forests. That is currently the objective now for us. Tropical forest is prolific and can grow... Okay, it just said something about hills. Loves growing on higher lying areas, these. So usually with a rainforest here, what will happen is, as humid air makes its way across from the ocean to inland, and it gets pushed up mountain sides, the air cools down. As it cools down, it results in rain falling. And that is why we would have rainforests in this area as well. As I can't recall it, not orographic lift or something. It's something, there's a specific term for it, which I cannot remember because I am not a climatologist. There we go. And now, I think, one can also create some forests on this little hill over here. Now, at this point, we don't really have much control over the landscape yet. Later on, we'll be able to actually really decide where we want hills and things like that. And a few more forest patches. So now we've got forests sorted, we've got mangrove sorted, we've got beaches sorted, and I think almost the entire area is pollutant free, which is marvelous. And look at that. Just by doing this, we've also accomplished all our optional goals. So there are no optional goals left for us. Anyway, what we are now going to do is we are going to introduce some coral reefs. And the way we're going to do that is by taking these algae areas, what do they call them? The hydroponium. No, it is hydroponium. Irrigated to... yeah. So in this hydroponium, we are technically growing algae and coral as well. And the coral and the algae, or the zooxanthellae, the specific algae, they've got a mutualistic relationship in that they need one another. Both benefit from the relationship that they have with one another. The zooxanthellae, the algae, actually live within or inside the coral polyp. The polyp is very much like a little sea anemone, just tiny little sea anemone, and that's typical coral. The Nidaria all have that stage, I think. Most of them at least will have that. But the little coral will grow, and inside there will be the zooxanthellae algae, and those algae will photosynthesize, and in the process of it photosynthesizing, it will give the coral sugars, and it in turn gets a place to live. So it's a brilliant symbiotic relationship or mutualistic relationship here that actually results in them both doing very well. And what we are going to do is we're going to take this hydroponium, and we are going to... oh, we were going to put it somewhere here. Now I can't remember how we're supposed to do that. Okay, let's try that again, shall we? Let's place a... let's place one over here. Like that. And... okay. Not that. Not that. There's something we need to be able to do, but now I can't remember how we're supposed to do that. Anyway, coral reefs. Oh, joy. The joy of not being 100% sure how you do certain things. Okay, not that way either. Let's try one more thing. Unless we need to first do something else and then be able to do that, but let's have a look. Okay, I think they just want us to do this first. Oh, we need to first... okay, never mind, yeah. We have the hydropodium. And now, with this, once we have the hydroponium... okay, we've got some more mangroves popping up here. We can now place the coral lab on it. It requires an irrigator, a monorail node, and the ocean, yes. Oh, it shouldn't be a hydropodium. It should be... okay, there we go. It takes the place of the hydropodium on the irrigator. Okay, now in here... okay, so this is actually where we are growing polyps, the coral. The coral polyps are growing in here, and they've got zooxanthellae algae with them as well. Okay, never mind. Now we can take that. We can populate the earth with, not with dinosaurs, but with coral reefs. And now that little irrigator disappears, so we can actually put it in again. And place the coral lab on there. And use this to add more coral reefs. Now the coral reefs would usually be in the shallower area because that is where the algae would perform best. And all the coral here that also rely on the algae will perform best in shallower water. They can survive very often in deeper water, but they don't do as well. A lot of them actually do struggle in the deeper water. So we're just going to look at a place, for a place where we can place this. A place where we can place this. Come on. I should not have put the hydropodium on that one, but anyway. Let's go for this. And then we'll place it like that. Oh, that's just out of reach. Okay. Let's go and build one here. And it's raining again. Hallelujah. It's raining again. Let's put in, I think. Let's actually extend all the way in here. And then we will place another one over here. And another coral lab. And we will take this one over to that side. Yes. Ooh, if we place one here, we should be able to place one there. Yes. Use it to get into this area. And I think we'll be able to place one more. A little bit more to this side. Really have this coral reef going along. And then we actually have all our habitats that we need. Almost placed the wrong thing. Like that. And there we go. There we go. All 4 habitats that we needed. So we've got the sandy beaches, we've got the coral reefs, we've got tropical forests, and we've got mangroves. Now we're going to use the monorails that we've been putting up a little bit all over the place. We're going to put up more of them. We can use them for recycling. So connect your airship to the monorail system or network. Reintroduce marine and terrestrial animals to help maintain the ecosystem when you leave. Yes, we are going to be doing that. So again, are we just waiting for all these new things to pop up? We are going to build a little research center over here. And we are going to scan for some animals. So let's see, the first one here, this beach-dwelling reptile lives on an island where it can retreat into its shell. Now, in an island, I don't think it's suitable here. Oh, it is. Okay. It's on a small island. Oh, it is actually. It is on a small island. Wonderful. And it's beaches. So what we have here is some kind of tortoise. Now, I would have expected there to be some kind of like a sea turtle that comes to nest here. But in any case, the tortoises over here would most likely be the giant tortoises like the Aldabra giant tortoise and the Galapagos giant tortoises. Some tortoises that have been stranded on the islands, and they are large. Now, initially it was believed that the Galapagos and the what's the other one? The Galapagos giant tortoise and the Aldabra giant tortoises got big by being on islands, by a case of island gigantism. Oh, there's some more tortoises over here as well. Ah, cool. But it's believed that they actually came from South America and Africa separately. And they actually arrived on there already quite big, and so they're not big because they arrived on islands. They were already big by the time they got to the islands. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, that's what I was trying to say. Let's actually make another little beach over here, and then we can put a few tortoises on here as well. Yeah, there they are. I don't think this counts as a small island. Oh, it is. Okay, we've got... No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Okay, never mind. But we've got 3 groups of tortoises. There's a little group over here. We've got another little group over here. And apparently we've got another group right over here as well. Not sure how this is an island, though. But anyway, let's not ask questions. Okay, this unusually shaped creature glides in the ocean near river estuaries and coral reefs. Now, I'm not sure where we're going to have an estuary. Maybe in this area. I don't think this really counts as an estuary, but let's have a look. It's a reef. It's ocean. I don't think there's a river here. I think that is the problem. Yeah, we've got a river. We've got the ocean. We don't have a coral reef. Ah. Okay, we've got no coral reefs here either. There's technically a river over there. Not sure whether we can potentially scan for it in this area. Oh, it worked. Apparently this little river here, it doesn't have an end. It's not a river mouth because it doesn't actually reach the ocean here. But anyway, this is a river. There's the coral reef and there's the open ocean. And that means we should have the manta rays swimming around here somewhere. Just trying to look for them because, man, I love them. They are such cool, well, almost called them fish, but they're not really true fish. They're not bony fish. They are cartilaginous fish. Anyway, they're here somewhere. I love them. Anyway, let's have a look here. This one, unfortunately, we need to get rid of all these buildings before we can do it. We can scan for them here, but it's going to tell you that there are buildings in this area. So we need to make sure that we can scan for them in an area where there are no buildings. So, unfortunately, not perfect. This one here, this wader combs for food among the sands of beaches and the mud of wetlands. So I think this one needs wetlands and beaches together, and voila, we have our flamingos, which is great. Look at them go. Our flamingos, of course, get their pink color from their food. They eat the little crustaceans, they filter that out of the water, and in the process they get alpha carotene, which we get when we eat carrots. And they get that, of course, then from their shrimp diet or their crustacean diet, and that gives them their pink color. Now, a lot of animals, the color that you see, a lot of birds, the color that you see is actually because of the structure of the feathers. Most feathers are actually brown in color, but the magnificent blue of a kingfisher and all those types of things, those colors are because of the way the feather is structured, and it actually refracting the sunlight into these different colors. So most feathers that you actually see are not colored the way that they look. The flamingos, that's technically an exception because that is because of their food that is putting the beta carotene that they're getting from their food. It's being put in the feathers. It gives them their color. And then terracos, which are biggish birds that we have in our forests in Africa, those also have got not structural color, but actual true color in their red feathers. They've got these bright red crimson feathers all along their wings. And oh, there's a flamingo that was flying. Hello there. And the crimson color in the terracos feathers, that's actually a pigment that is deposited in there as well. And if you take that and you wash it, you can actually wash that pigment out of the feathers, and it turns to its dark brownish blackish color. So that's actually the red color that we see with those feathers, actually because of the way that the pigment's in the feather. Anyway, let's scan. This aquatic predator lives in both dense coral and in the waters of mangrove forests. So we need mangrove forest and we need coral. And we got it. It was a reef shark. Oh, nice. Yes. There we go. Well, this looks like a black tip reef shark. They've got little white tips on their fins there, on their dorsal fins there, also on their tail, or their caudal fin, I think it is called, if I'm not mistaken. Their tail fin. Oh, look at him go. But yeah, they obviously are quite ferocious predators. They have been, I've seen a few videos of them going around, especially at night when the fishies are sleeping. They go and they just go in an absolute feeding frenzy by swarming and going in these massive shoals and hunting all the little sleeping fishies. Now they of course can pick up electrical currents. They've got very, very sensitive electroreceptors which allow them to pick up electrical currents. And every time the fish has a muscle moving, those muscle movements release electrical currents, and the reef sharks and sharks overall are able to pick those up. So they will find you. You can sit as quiet as you want. They're still going to find you, and we are putting a lot of reef sharks in this area. I think maybe we should introduce a bit of reef sharks. Oh, we don't really have potential for them here. Maybe. Oh, maybe just ever so slightly. Yeah. No. No, not enough coral reefs. Ooh, maybe if we put it there. No. Still not. Okay, so we can't have more reef sharks. We've got as many as we possibly can have. At least in this map that we've got here. Anyway. This large pelagic mammal swims in the deep waters of the ocean far from land. I think we all know what this thing is. It is a whale. Now, which one? Which type of whale? Which species have we got? Let's have a look and see if we can get them to pop up. Not sure where they are. Let's introduce them into this area as well. Of course, when there's food, you'll have them coming in. And I think we can scan for some whales over here as well. No. No, there must be no land in range. Oh. Yeah. Oh, we did get whale there. Somewhere. Somewhere we've got some whales coming in. I'm not sure where they are because I can't see them yet. But apparently we've got whales, everybody. It's a whale of a tail. A whale of a tail for sure. Huh. It's not deep enough. Okay, that's the missing requirement there. Never mind. So again, we've got 5 of the 6 species that we possibly could have, we have. The only one we don't have is this one. Oh, we can get that one in a moment. Okay, we're going to scan for this forest dweller in a moment. So, I think it's recycling time, isn't it? Yes, it is. So let's actually get all of these things taken down. Like that. We have everything taken down. We would be able to actually scan for the thing we need to scan. Yeah. Sounds like horrible English, but anyway. Where's our ship? Do we have a ship yet? We don't have a ship yet, no. Where shall we land it? Right over here. Yes. Okay. And... oh, okay. More nodes. Okay, we'll get the nodes up and running. Okay. Aha, there we go. Okay, so now all these nodes are connected to one another. See if we can connect... oh, we connect like that. Okay. Great. And that should allow us to... what is this? This is the recycler station. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's going to connect to the monorail station, or monorail trails. And then, yeah, we can do that. And that is going to take down all these buildings. I'm first going to just sort out this corner over here, and then we're going to sort out this forest. Get rid of all the buildings in this forest. Okay, so that takes all of those down. That will take down all of those ones. And then can come and take down these ones. I'm trying to think. We can build there, but we can't build anywhere else. Okay, so we're going to have to put a rock in here somewhere. Just going to create some rocks here so that we can actually connect everything up. Like this. I think, yeah, like that then. Then we can say, okay, come and collect this. Then come and collect this. And then come and collect everything over here. Okay, so no buildings in this corner. Almost no buildings in this corner. It'll be gone in a moment. No rocks over here to work with, but we'll get that in a moment. Okay, I think let's start getting first rid of everything in the forest so we can scan for the last thing. I think we've gotten rid of our research station. Yeah, we have. We can't scan for animals, can we? Nope. We've taken down our scan station. Okay. Ah, marvelous. Of course we did. Actually, we can put down these recycling stations. And then we're placing down the mineralizer and I'm just trying to reach that anyway. We'll get it with just putting one down here. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Just put down one there, get that, and say, please come and remove these things. And then please come and remove these things here. Yeah, that'll do the trick. Aha! And away you go, laddies. Yes. Off we go. Okay. This one here. It's just the final cleanup. It's the final cleanup. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Dee-doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay, putting it there. Getting rid of all those ones. Ah, I thought it connected. There we go. Now it's placed down. Okay. Okay, those things gone. Actually, it seems we're going to end up with everything removed and then we're going to clean up the forest. That's alright. As long as we get the job done. One last one of these, I think. Hello, Cinnamon. Hey. Ah. Of course, the little one also has to say hello. Although she is a bit more of a struggle to get love from. Hey, Cinnamon. Why are you being so naughty? So apathetic. Yay? Oh. I love you, little one. Also looking for food. Come, your food's down here, come. Come. Cinnamon, you can get more food if you say hello. Again. Meow, meow, meow. Okay. Off you go, lassie. Great stuff. Okay. Right, where were we? We were trying to do this. Let's remove all those things. Remove any sign that we were in the area. I think I may have just gone with that one too quick, but that's alright. Let's remove these ones. Okay, now that worked well. Put that on there. That on there. Yeah, we really are going to scan this last. Yeah, we reached all the optional goals. One of the optional goals, actually I think the hardest one, is to get to 40 degrees. And then also to get... Yeah, to get it to 40 degrees. Okay, no, never mind. I thought it was 40 degrees and something else. I think getting the thunderstorms to begin is probably the most challenging. So anyway, we did all that. It's the home stretch, everyone. And then we are on to the third level. Which is amazing. I believe we're going to probably reach that tonight. Well, we're about halfway with our time, yes. So Maybe we'll reach the 4th one, otherwise we'll have to leave that one for a separate video. But I am planning to potentially make little videos on this soon, so have a bit more of a relaxing playthrough, little videos, stuff like that, little episodes. What did I want to do? I wanted to put in the animal observatory. That's what I wanted to do. Just going to put him over here. Oh, we've still got some things left over here. Okay. Maybe we've got a recycling. No, we don't have. Okay. That means we are going to just put this here so long. Yeah, we're going to go like that. And then we're just quickly going to scan one last thing. And not the whales. We're not going to find whales in the forest over here. We found parrots. Beautiful, beautiful. In this case, macaws. We've got the... I'm not sure whether that's the scarlet macaw, the hyacinth macaw, or which macaws, but they beautiful, beautiful South American parrots. Really love seeing them. I think these are ideal. Yeah, ideal tropical rainforest. You can see there are a whole bunch of fruits, little mangoes and stuff hanging around there. This one looks almost like an eclectus parrot, but it is a macaw. No, it's not an eclectus, it's definitely a macaw. Let's see if we can scan for 1 or 2 more parrots. Oh, it probably needs a bit more. Oh, okay. Apparently it needs more forest. There we go. I see it automatically did pick up. It did put in some parrots over here automatically. I did not scan for them here, yet it was put in. That's cool. Let's see. I don't think I've got enough forest. No, not enough for them here. Any here? No, not enough. And I don't think there are any forest anywhere else. Okay. Let's just quickly wrap up this. We've got all the animals spotted, which I think is marvelous. Okay, those are the last things. These are the last things now. That means we are ready to head off. So we depart. The tropical area has been restored. Quite a big difference from what initially looked like. I must say, I am quite happy about it. And as always, once we have left, we can appreciate it as well. Now, another marvelous thing about this game, and I think I mentioned it in my post today, is that the developers of this game have donated 8% of their profits to the Endangered Wildlife Trust, which is a South African conservation project which is doing marvelous work for the conservation of all kinds of endangered species. And I think that's just marvelous. And to date, in July, so a month ago, they had donated already $95,000, which works out to about 1.8 to 1.9 million South African rands, which is just awesome. Developers actually putting their money where their mouth is and doing something to try and help some of the conservation efforts around, well, in South Africa in this case. Since they are a South African-based organization, or developers, it makes sense that they decided to donate some money to South Africa's conservation. And that includes conservation of the endangered wild dog, or painted dog, rhinos, all those types of things. And I think it's really marvelous. So yeah. Okay. Let us move on then to the third land to rehabilitate. And this one takes us to the northern hemisphere, to the polar region. We are going to have a very, very cold environment now. So off to the polar region, we're going to have tundra, lichen fields, kelp forests, and forest. That is what we are going to be rehabilitating now. If they wanted to really throw in a challenge, they would have thrown in a desert as a potential biome that you need to restore, because deserts are really, really horrible, or semi-arid regions are really, really horrible to try and restore. So let's have a look here again. we've got a new area. We need to get rid of the pollutants. However, this time we've got permafrost. Now, permafrost is very important in the Northern Hemisphere, especially in places like the Siberian region, where it's a lot of ice is present there. And with the global warming happening, the permafrost is melting, which is really, really horrible. A lot of gases trapped in the permafrost are also being released, which exacerbates the problem of global warming. So, we are going to, however, now go and melt the permafrost, which, yeah, may be bad. But it seems that with this cataclysmic event that has happened in this version of Earth, a lot of pollutants were trapped as permafrost started forming again. If you then go and try and rehabilitate without getting rid of the toxins first, you're not going to do a very good job. So, we are going to try and rehabilitate this area. And we're going to use seismic detonators to cause fissures to erupt. We are going to, instead of wind energy, we are now going to be using geothermal energy. So, let us establish our base over here. Now you'll see all kinds of little smoking fissures. If we go and actually use a seismic detonator on that, that is going to blast it wide open. And magma comes pouring out, so now we have lava flowing all around here. So this is now a typical little lava flow happening. And as it does so, it does scorch all around here, and it also removes the pollutants from all around here. So that's kind of good. It's getting rid of some pollutants. And then, actually no, it's not getting rid of pollutants, it's just making it warm. Never mind, it's not getting rid of pollutants at all. We are just going to, I think we actually should have started at the top here. So let's blast this one open. I actually needed it to go into that area. Never mind. Okay, we're going to blast another one. We're causing a whole bunch of seismic chaos to happen. We are going to, by placing a geothermal plant here, we're heating this area up. And as we have heated this area up, we can now actually use the toxin scrubbers. Until we have heated up an area sufficiently, the toxin scrubbers, you can see there, the red in this area over here, it's not going to do anything there. Not going to get rid of any toxins because the permafrost is still covering it. But this is at least going to give us a little bit of greenery. Like that, I think. Yeah, like this. There we go. We finally have some greenery, which is marvelous. Now, let's carry on kind of doing that. We've got thermal plants. Now, in order to increase the area that we actually melt, we're going to use the solar amplifier. This is going to increase the temperature of the area. It's going to increase the ambient temperature. We're going to do that. And just increase the temperature over here as well. Great stuff. Very rarely that I will say great stuff for temperatures being increased, but here we are. Great stuff. Let's just turn everything here into fertile soil. Maybe we should just, there we go, increase the area. That. And then just like that. Okay. Now, again, as always, off we go with the sprinklers. So that the plants can actually start growing here. Okay, let's see if I'm going to make a profit by doing it here. Okay, may as well do that. Actually, I should have done something here, but anyway, we've got this. We're only 30% done with this landscape. Okay, so let's see what else we can do. We can have... we can open up a fissure over here. And we can put a thermal plant over there. Get some solar amplifiers set up all over the place. Actually, I think for that, we're going to do this one here. Have it like this. And as we are putting in the solar amplifiers, we are heating up the temperature of the Earth here. We've gone up to -1 degrees already. And it sounds weird to say gone up to that, but yeah, we were colder than that, now we are not. So we are just going to, again, clean up everything we possibly can. Ocean included, that's going to count towards our greenery. Just doing that. And one little bit over there. Just have to still keep an eye on our money, or our credits. As we are going about doing this. You see, there's a red flash saying, listen, what are you doing? You're just spending credits, you're not getting anything for it. So let's get something for our credits. I think I put it on the wrong spot, so there we go. If I put it here, yeah, let's put it here. And then one more there. And I think I can put it over here. There we go. Come on, there we go. Great stuff. Another bit of money. Okay, so we're back up to 700, 800 again. Lots of greenery, but still nowhere near our target. So, let us carry on. Here we go. I need to make a geothermal plant here. And just get rid of the last bit of permafrost. Okay. Permafrost is going extinct, everybody. Disappearing from this land. The snow is now officially melting. So now we've heated it up to 0 degrees. So now all the snow will automatically disappear, just leaving behind polluted land. Whether that's a good or a bad thing is up for debate. In this case, it's good because now we don't have to constantly go and build the solar amplifiers. But in actual case, it's bad if snow starts melting. But yeah, we're basically making it summer. That is in essence what we are doing here. Okay, let's clear the ocean there as well. And then we'll just clean this section. Let's just get some water in as well. I know there are definitely more better ways to actually place the irrigators, but this works. I like placing it in straightish lines. I don't think... No, I can't reach there. Okay. Let's see. I think I should blast this area as well. Just so that we can also scrub the ocean over here. Okay. And then, I think like that. Yeah. Like this. There we go. Okay, we have reached our greenery goal. Great stuff. So now, we need to increase biodiversity by growing tundra on the highlands. Yes. And similar to fynbos, we need to burn the tundra in order to make nutrient-rich ash on which to grow the forests. So we're going to start growing forests in the highlands after we've created a whole bunch of tundra. Now the tundra, let's have a look here. Tundra, it's perfect at the moment. In terms of the current humidity, it is perfect. If it were to be slightly higher, it's not going to be ideal conditions. So we are going to really go crazy up here. In terms of the tundra. Make as much of it as we possibly can, because we are going to burn a lot of it. So as much as we possibly can make, we are going to make. Oh yes, we've got a new toy here though. So this little toy of ours allows us to excavate an area like this. Get some more lava flow, it seems. Of course, it helps with that. And then placing. Oh, yeah, I placed it in the wrong area. Okay, I should first go and place the monorails. I can see how far. Up to here. Okay. I take this, excavate like that. I should be able to move this and create a slightly higher lying area over here. Okay, well that kind of works. Kind of. Anyway. Let's just create it like that. And since we are in a higher lying area, let's place some tundra up here as well. It's ideal, so we're getting better or more credits. Okay, now, technically we are over our tundra requirement. However, I know from experience that this may not be exactly how we want it. We are going to burn a lot of this, of the tundra. We need more than we have here. So, let's have a look. This can be placed there. Let's do this. And move this to create a higher lying area over here. Okay, that did not do what I wanted to do, but anyway, we've got things happening here. You know what? Where's rock? There's rock over there. Maybe I can make a little higher lying area over here. Let's play around. Let's put some tundra over here. Yes. Let's put some tundra in this area. That should work. Yes. Now we've got tundra in the north. We've got the northern tundra up here. We've got the southern tundra over here. This actually works nicely. Okay. Great stuff. Maybe one more. Maybe one more. Where's another rock? There's some more rock over there. Okay. I think that's out of range. Never mind. Never mind. Let's leave it as is. Now, what we can do is we can take our solar amplifier and just decide stuff this specific spot. We're going to burn it. As we had previously, we're going to lose our buildings. Hey, burn down 25 buildings with a single fire, apparently I got, but I definitely did not burn down 25 buildings with that single fire. But anyway, we're now going to have forests growing over here. So our boreal forest is already up to 40% of what we need. So we're going to just burn this little patch over here. This tundra now burns. Oh, and apparently all the grasslands as well. Whoops-a-daisy. Whoops-a-daisy. Everything has burnt. That's alright, that just means we've got more forests. That is the quota done for that. Okay. Now, let's put some more of these in. Close-ish to the water. You'll see why in a bit. And then this little one over here. Now, what do we need to do? We need to create more rock tiles. And we can do that with an igneous heatsink. So the igneous referring to anything related to lava or magma. And in this case, voila. We have an igneous heatsink created. We have a rocky area created. And we're going to also, I think, let's solidify that area up there. Now that we have done this, we can take the algae greenhouse and place that on this, for example, on the little irrigator. And now we're growing lichen. Now lichen, which I be lichen very much, they are... Oh, it's ideal lichen. Look at that. Okay. So lichen is freaking awesome. because it's a mutualistic relationship like we had with coral, with the coral polyp and the algae. In this case, it is a fungus and an algae, or in some cases, a fungus and cyanobacteria, which are photosynthesizing blue-green algae, they're also called, but they're actually bacteria. Now, the algae will be photosynthesizing, giving sugars to the fungus, and the fungus will be creating the body of the lichen and giving the algae a place to live. And in this case, I mean, you can see all these fruiting bodies, all of the structures are made by the fungus. And they very often come in all kinds of shapes and sizes, and over time they break down rocks, which is why we are growing them here on the rocks. That's why they will be doing their job of breaking down the rock. So that's actually quite great that they're growing on this. We are going to be growing a bit more of them, just by placing an irrigator down in this section, and then growing some more lichen on the rocks over here. Okay, we've gone up to 47. No? Yeah, 47%. Okay. So we still need to create quite a lot of lichen fields, so we're going to solidify that area over there. We're going to solidify this area over here, because we can. We can solidify that little section over there as well. Okay. And then we're just going to be placing all over some more algae greenhouses. I think this will now help us reach. There we go. That's our amount that we needed. However, we're also going to be placing algae greenhouses on these two at the bottom here. Oh, no, that's not one there. Okay. Let's put another one in. Let's put one in here. And we'll convert that into an algae greenhouse as well. Because what we are going to be doing now is trying to find a rock. Now I can't remember, how do I make rocks here at the moment? I don't think we can. Oh, of course, we've made rocks like this. We've got rocks here, never mind. Will's head is not screwed on right. Anyway, we're going to put these little guys. Oh, you know what we need to first? Oh dear. We need to clean this area first. But we first need... Oh dear. Okay. I did not think this through. Okay, what do we need for snowfall to begin? We don't have rain on here, I think. No. We need it to be cold. We can't control the climate. Dehumidify it and we can flash freeze. Can form ice in... Let's see what happens. So I don't think I can place anything on that, no. Just trying to remember. I don't think I should actually have solidified everything yet. I think I made an oopsie in that case. Anyway, we're going to carry on doing stuff by letting this fissure erupt. Okay, I would have hoped that that would have given us... I would have exploded the rocks there, but apparently it did not. Okay, excavate. Let's see what happens if I do this. Nothing. Okay. So we'll just ignore that. Okay, let's see. What do we need to do in order for snow to start falling? We need less than 5 degrees Celsius, so... or less than -5. Oh, we're almost there, actually. Come to think of it. Let's just flash freeze a little bit more. Like that. Boom. Okay. Now we have reached that one. We need less than 20% toxicity That's going to be a slight problem there. Let's have a look here. Maybe we can do that. We're so close to minus, to almost, oh, we're so close to less than 20%. Let's put this here. Let's place a toxin scrubber there. Another one over there. Okay. Now, less than 20% toxicity. Now we just need more than 20%, no, more than 40% humidity, and we are at 30%. Okay. Soon the snow will fall, and then it will all become clear. So let us go with there. And one more, I think, is going to yield. There we go. Now, snowfall will begin. And it will become clearer. Ah, hello there, Daniel. Glad you could also make it. This is indeed, I like the idea of, I was thinking about it earlier as well. I mean, this kind of shows you succession as well. You start with like a grassland-like environment, then you start moving in more to tundra, which are more shrub and little small flowering plants dominated. And then from there you burn it, and you start having forest establishing. Really is quite a nice view of succession as well. Succession really is quite nice to have a look at in this game. I've been wanting to get this game for a very, very, very long time. And then this past week I thought, you know, I could play on alone in Grounded for the stream, and I could play the Hunter for the stream, and I was like, you know what, I am going to do this. And here comes the snow. Finally, the snow is coming. And then I decided, well, I'm going to play TERRA NIL. And look at that. It is becoming rivers. Oh wow, all the little areas, lower lying areas are filling up with water. Ah, this is marvelous. And look at that toxicity going down. Yeah, this really is a great way of teaching succession. And as far as I recall, you can let people, to some extent, borrow this game from you, which I think is quite nice. The developers are quite chilled, it seems, as long as you're not making money from it, that they don't mind that you share the game, which I think is cool. But yeah, let's have a look. What do we need to do still? We need to still make kelp forests. That we still need to do. I may have kind of stuffed myself. Oh, we're going to have the aurora, everybody. And here comes the aurora. Because, of course, it has to make an appearance. If you are in the polar or in any one of the two polar regions, you're going to have the aurora. As far as I recall, this is ultraviolet, or this is the sun's rays, or the photons, or whatever, something happening there passing through the Earth's magnetic field, resulting in these spectacular colors that we are seeing. And there we go again. Ah, such cool. So cool. I love the fact that they have included this as well. Now, what we need to do is we need to grow algae. And then have the monorail close enough that we can actually release the algae. And create kelp forests, which difficult to see when it is actually snowing, but we'll have a look at them after the snowfall event. I just need to check which way I am migrating, because apparently I am migrating out of the screen. Out of the camera's range. Anyway, let's have a look here. We should be able to place a monorail over there. That means we should be able to turn that into an algae greenhouse. There we go. Oh, the kelp, basically just big macro algae. Oh, macro meaning big, but in any case, big brown algae, as they're also called. Interesting, we can't make any tundra anymore. Thankfully, we have enough tundra. And that's why I made a lot, because our humidity is now too high. The tundra, the plants over here, seems to thrive best if the humidity is not too high. So they will be growing during certain seasons. A lot of these plants will likely be annual plants, just kind of growing and flowering and reproducing and then dying back. You'll find this in in areas with severe extremes. You'll have very hot summers, or you'll have freezing cold winters. You'll have this type of biome or habitat growing. Now, for us to get ivy overgrowth, we need 70% humidity and 15 degrees Celsius. And that means we need to make it warmer again, which we can do that. We're going to first get the kelp forest ready, and then we're going to do that. For the moss on rock faces, we need more than 50% humidity and less than 10 degrees. That's what we have got. And then migratory birds will return if the temperatures heat up to 15 degrees Celsius again. Interesting that you could, it seems at least, make the migratory species come back and go away and come back and go away, depending on what you do with the temperature. Which I think is an interesting way of doing things. Okay, anyway, what we need to do, we need to get the kelp forest. That's what we need to do. Okay, that's what we are working on. I think I can establish this here, change that into that, and use this to make this area a kelp forest again. There we go. Okay, wonderful. And now, of course, we're going to need to use the monorail system again to recycle all buildings and then introduce some polar fauna back into the ecosystem. So that's great. We're going to be doing that in a moment. First, we are going to mess around with the optional objectives, of course. But notice here the kelp forest, in this case, not massive kelp. The largest kelp you have in the world is Macrocystis angustifolius, if I'm not mistaken, which grows to be about, how long is it? Like 20 meters, I think, in size or in length, which is it's the biggest kelp in the world. Not bad for a massive algae, basically. So anyway, what we are going to do now, let's get the humidity up. Yeah, let's get the humidity up while the temperature is low, and then we'll get the temperature up as well. Okay, the climate. Let's get the humidity. We needed to go to... Oh, it's done. Okay. 50%, that's what we needed. Now we need to get it up to 70%. Shouldn't be too difficult. I think one more is probably going to be enough. Oh, there we go. That is going to be enough right there. And then all we need to do is combust some stuff. Let it heat up again. Melt the snow. So, this one has already got all its stuff. Now we can burn that. Where can we burn? I think we can burn the most to this side. And a little bit more to this side. It should stop raining or snowing in a moment. Let's just burn this slightly. I don't think this will affect us, the fact that we don't have any tundra anymore. That's alright. Just going to burn everything in this area. Gone up to 12 degrees. We need to get it up to 15. Almost there, almost there. Let's burn some more. Where can we burn some more? We can wait. There we go. We can go up to... There we go. Okay, so now the migratory species will be back. And then the ivy will also now grow over certain things, certain structures. I think it will grow over the... Used to grow over the wind turbines. I'm not sure over what it now grows. But here come our migratory species. They have made their way back. That's quite cool. Okay, now let's plop down our airship first of all, like that. We'll plop down our observatory. And then we'll scan for animals. So this herbivore searches beneath snow for edible lichen and plants. The problem is we don't really have a lot of snow. Yeah, so let's scan in this area over here. We don't have enough snow. Okay. In this case we have, yeah, none of the above. Unfortunately, a lot of the snow has melted. Ah, there we go, we have got elk. I would have expected it to be reindeer though, because reindeer are known to feed on lichens. Because that's basically all there really is to eat up in the far north. During a lot of the year when it's snow covered, yeah, it's difficult to find anything, but the lichens will still be there. So that's a bit of food for the reindeer. This little guy, this strigiform, roosts in boreal forests and soars over the open tundra. Now, strigus is, or I think strigus is a type of owl. So this is a type of owl that we need snow and tundra for. I don't think we've got enough of either yet. We've got enough tundra, we don't have snow. We can change that, can't we? Flash freezer. Let's freeze everything around here. Okay, let's see whether that is now enough. No. Okay. Unfortunately, it seems we don't have that. Maybe... Can't flash freeze here, can we? No, we need rock and power, and this one is full, so never mind. We're probably, unfortunately, not going to find the snowy owl. So that's that little guy over there. This vulpine, which is a fox, predator, is camouflaged in the snow and prowls the tundra plains. Oh dear, so we need more snow. I don't think we've got enough for any of these. Oh, we do have enough for the Arctic fox. The Arctic fox is quite amazing, in that they change their coats depending on which season it is. If it's summer, they are browner in color, and if it's winter, then they are white in color. But only if they are, I think, exposed to predators. If there are predators in the area, that's what they will do. They have what we call phenotypic plasticity, meaning that they have got the genes, but it may or may not be expressed. So they have the ability to decide whether they want to or don't want to actually express those genes, which is amazing. So on islands, for example, where there are no predators, they found that the Arctic foxes do not actually change their color, which is weird. They just stay brown, I think, throughout the year. So it means that or they stay white. I think they stay brown, if not mistaken. Now, the white color will also give them camouflage in the snow, and the brown color will blend in more with rocks during the summer months. But it means that their whiter color is actually more protection against predators than it is to prevent things from spotting them, or predators or prey from spotting them. Yeah, it's weird, but yeah. I'm not sure where these little Arctic foxes are running around, but they're here somewhere, I guess. Oh, they really are cute. Anyway, so they're somewhere. What have we got here? This is... Oh, that's another deer. Okay. We found another deer. Oh dear. Okay, this tusk-bearing whale swims in cold ocean currents and under the ice. Now, for this one, we are going to... And form ice in clean oceans. Yes. We're going to... I think there we should be able to get it. And we should be able to get it here. So let's scan for it here. Oh. Okay. Only some ocean. Okay, so let's... We've got 2 of the 3 requirements. Well, swims in a cold ocean. Oh, cold ocean waters. Yeah, the temperature isn't low enough. We need to actually bring it down for that to work. Okay. Maybe we'll be able to bring down the temperature enough. Just continuously bringing it down. I think it needs to be under 0 degrees. Possibly. Or maybe even colder. Let's see. Can we scan over here? Still not sufficiently low temperatures. Oh my word. This thing wants like minus 10 degrees. Let's freeze all the vegetation, shall we? More snow everywhere. Okay, now it is minus 10 degrees. Let's see. Ah, finally we found the narwhal. Oh wow, there's fish. Okay, I thought, wow, that's a hell of a lot of them. But yeah, there we go. So there's a narwhal. The unicorn of the ocean. Man, I love it. And there we go, tusks sticking out. So only the males, as far as I recall, have the tusks. The females are tuskless. And it's just actually a tooth that grows out through the front and grows out ever forwards. Spiral tooth, actually, to be precise. Not just a normal little weird buck tooth that grows out. This is a spiral buck tooth that grows out, which is amazing. Of course, they may use that for fighting as well, like sparring with one another. Not really to impale one another, but to spar with one another. And may also be used for fishing. Who knows what exactly. It's still a little bit of a mystery exactly precisely what it is used for. But as far as I recall, what was weird, and I just remembered about it, there's been a record of at least one narwhal and beluga whale hybridizing with one another. They're not closely related, yet they are able to hybridize with one another, which is weird. But they, as far as I recall, in one of the Inuit people's huts, yeah, in one of their little houses, they actually found the skull of this, and it showed the teeth somewhere between the narwhal and the beluga whale's teeth. And because the teeth were so weird, it couldn't feed like a narwhal does, and it couldn't feed the way a beluga whale does. And they found that it actually fed by filtering out crustaceans on the bottom of the ocean, which neither one of the other two species, or of the two species, actually do. So because it was a hybrid and because it had weird teeth, it was like, okay, if I don't do something, I'm going to die. So it decided to feed in a way that neither of its parents actually do. Nature is freaking amazing. Okay, anyway, speaking of freaking amazing, let's look at these little guys, which should be around here somewhere. Ah. Okay. Can't find them there. Okay, maybe we'll find them over here. Ah, there we go. Penguins! Little penlings. These are either king penguins or emperor penguins. I'm a little bit unsure which one of the two they are. They're very, very similar. The emperor is just slightly taller, slightly different coloration, but at this scale, a little bit difficult to say exactly. This one is just like walking through the ice. He's doing the invisible escalator type of thing there, or invisible staircase. Anyway, carrying on. The big guy, the largest bear in the world. This large predator wanders its snowy territory next to the ocean, near a source of prey. Now, that means we need to get it close to the penguins. I think. No. Possibly not. Okay. Oh, maybe it is actually... No. Okay. They would be feeding... they'd be feeding on anything they can get, actually. Let's see. Can we meet any of the requirements? We've got 16 snow tiles. Okay. We've got 6 ocean tiles. Okay, so this is a great spot. The only problem is we don't have a food source for them here. Okay, we've now got elk over here. So come on, Mr. Polar Bear. It's got a food source. It does not have enough snow. Really? Really? You want to go that route? There we go. Polar bears. Okay, not sure where the polar bears are, but they're here somewhere. Ursus marinus. Marinus meaning, of course, of the ocean. It's the bear of the ocean. And it is somewhere, but I can't see where it is. Anyway, we've got it. This little guy roosts in boreal forests and soars over the open tundra. It needs forest and snow as part of its... Okay, it needs forest and it needs tundra. So maybe, just maybe, we'll find it over here. There we go! Please, if you are watching this is for you. There is your snowy owl. Ah, they are such cool birds. I think they're one of the largest and definitely one of the most aggressive owls in the world. Fiercely will defend their nests fiercely. The nest would be in the open tundra over here. Just a little hole or scrape in the ground, a few sticks and stuff. And then they lay their eggs there, of course, incubate it. And then they will actively defend the nest against anything, including humans. If you go just walking around over here, and you don't know there's a snowy owl nest, you're going to find out soon enough as they start dive bombing you and ripping at your clothes with their claws. So yeah, good luck if you ever happen to encounter them and you don't know they're right at their nest. But yeah, we have now officially gotten everything on this map, which I think is great. So that means we can now finally actually start recycling. We've got the dropship, we've got this thing. Now let's build the little network. Let's get rid of everything. Okay, let's start by setting up the network. The monorail network, just so that we can reach everywhere and get rid of all evidence that we were here in the first place. Luckily, we have got rocks all over the place this time around. So we can actually just do this quickly. Okay. Monorail, monorail, monorail everywhere. Let's go like that. And then we'll get rid of that one first. Get the monorail to go to this side, yes. And I think by putting a recycling station over here, yeah, we can get rid of all these things. Okay, here he comes. Let's see what gets removed. Should be most of these things. Hopefully, yeah, that thing also got removed. Nothing over here. Great. Let's remove those things. Okay, and I think we can also get rid of these ones. So I think, yeah, let's do this. Get everything placed in the recycling stuff. Recycling silos. So that it's easier just to get everything together. That. Next up, obviously this one. As well as this one. Oh, okay. I have lost the connection here to the... There we go. Now they should be able to come here. Yes. Brilliant. Okay, I accidentally took out the wrong connection. Take out those things. Hopefully it's not going to take out... I think it's possibly going to take out that connection. I'll just have to have a look. Oh, it's not. Okay, good. I think in this case I can also... Let's go with this. And then also go with this. Then I can start getting rid from this side as well. Get rid of that one, get rid of that one. That one. Followed by that one. Okay. Nice. Okay, everything there. Okay. Actually, I think I can put vehicle speed up. Okay. Let's have a look. I don't think there's anything down here. No. Now it's just this stretch all along over here. Yeah. Okay. Let's go with that one, followed by that one, followed by that one, that one. The last little bit. I think that's it then. I think then... yeah, there are no other buildings left. Look, there are the polar bears! Hey! We finally got some polar bears. I would actually have expected there to be, like, walrus over here as well, because the walrus would be a nice food source for the polar bear, or seals even. Would be really great food sources for the polar bears. But anyway, they would go for anything. They're the top predator in the Arctic Circle, so yeah. They would, however, not go for penguins. Because penguins, apart from the Galapagos penguins on the Galapagos Island, which is like just in the northern hemisphere, all other penguin species occur in the southern hemisphere, and the polar bears only occur in the northern hemisphere. And that's why polar bears don't eat penguins. So this is actually the one thing they would not be feeding on, which these ones are obviously clearly going for. We've got some more penguins over there. We've got some walrus chilling over here. It looks like a whole bachelor group, a whole bunch of males over here. No females. Because all of them have tusks, so they're obviously all males. Yeah, so it seems. A whole bunch of butterflies in the meadow. Really, really gorgeous. I mean, this is a relatively diverse landscape. If you look at it, you've got your little normal greenery, your meadows. You've got your lichen fields on the rocks. You've got a little bit left of the tundra at least. Then you've got your boreal forests, your northern hemisphere, high latitudes, pine-dominated forests. And then you've got your ice sheets, your ice flows, and your ocean habitat as well. Is that one chilling? Yeah, that one is chilling around. It's just rolling around. As far as I recall, polar bears, their skin is actually pitch black. So if you actually were to shave this, it would look like a black bear, not a polar bear. But anyway, polar bears nonetheless. So we are just going to blast off, and then we are just going to once more appreciate the beauty of this landscape. A wasteland reclaimed. And I mean, just looking at it, we have such a nice diversity of landscapes and animals in here. Now, of course, they wanted to simplify things as much as possible, so you only scan for 6 species in here. But in theory, the greater the diversity of habitats that you have here, and the more of a mosaic you have, but still having large intact patches of specific habitats, the greater the diversity would actually be in that landscape. Just having small pockets of habitats will also not be great. You need larger and smaller pockets, but spread throughout the land, not all concentrated in one area. So if I wanted to really technically not have great habitats here, I would have it all in these strips. The lichen fields and the forests and the meadows and all those things in these strips, where it's just a homogeneous mass. And to some extent, they actually make it great in the game here that you have to have the diversity of habitats all together, because if you don't have these overlaps between habitats and a whole bunch of habitats coming together, you're not going to be able to spot all the species in there. So you have to break up and have a whole bunch of different habitats here. And that is awesome. And that brings us to the last map in this game. And that will be the old suburban, or the old city area. The continental one. In this case, we're going to have a lagoon being formed. We've got bamboo forest, we've got sunflowers we're going to be putting in, and we've got deciduous forest. So we've got a flooded city that we are going to be trying to rehabilitate a bit. Let's see whether we manage. This is, of course, the 4th and most difficult map. Amongst other things, we are going to potentially encounter radiation. And we are going to start by dredging the ocean floor. Now, dredging refers to taking sediments from deeper down in the ocean and actually pumping it out, making it deeper there where you are pumping the sand from, or the sediments from. It's actually kind of bad that you're doing that, but in this case, we are taking it so that we can build up areas so that we can have tidal turbines in the deeper water. That's going to be our source of energy. and that we can actually build up sandbanks and actually, you know, have a place to rehabilitate, because this is our map. The only areas we actually have soil is way up here, which is, yeah, not ideal. We're going to have a whole hodgepodge of areas here. So let's actually start by building a, what is this? It is the undersea dredger. Yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to deposit the earth that we dredge. We deposit it there. We're going to deposit an area over here. And then lastly, we are going to deposit an area a little bit over here. Okay, technically we like surrounding this little spot over here, but anyway. Now that we've done that, this one is can no longer be used. It only has 3 dredges, and now we have used all 3. So we're going to recycle it, along with this building up here. Some of the materials are also going to be used. And now we've got a frame over there. We'll get to that frame in a bit. Okay, we are going to take this. Hopefully we'll be able to dredge. Yeah, we'll be able to dredge a little bit in here. So we're going to put bamboo into this frame of this skyscraper over here. So that's what we're going to be doing there. Now we're just going to fill up that area. And then the last one, we are just going to fill up in this little spot over here. Right. Now that we've got that, we can actually create this, a tidal turbine. So this is as it bobs up and down in the water. I'm not sure how it's bobbing because there's no inflow in here, but anyway, as it bobs up and down, it's going to generate electricity. But that's the idea, at least. Yeah, this one we're going to have to do like that. Okay. And that will give us another one. Now notice this here, geological stability. The more we dredge, the more this goes down. And when it reaches 0, yeah, we are in for a disaster with that thing over there, that thing over there, and this thing way down here. Yeah, we are in for a challenging time with that when that happens. Not if, when that happens. Okay, now that we've done that, we can actually start scrubbing the area clean. Let's do that, shall we? Again, as always, we're starting with the toxin scrubbers, cleaning the entire area. In the process of doing so, we'll then be able to... Actually, I didn't want to put that one there, I wanted to put it here. There we go. Once we've done that, we can of course get some greenery in. Here we go, I think that one there will be sufficient. We're just going to have, yeah, 69, that's going to be good. Okay, let's also go like that. Where's our one skyscraper? That's over here. So we want this area clean. And we want this area as well. When the time comes, we want this area as well. Okay, maybe we can put in a dredger here. Yes. We can deposit it here. Get some sandbanks established. We can deposit it here. And then lastly, we can deposit it... if we deposit it here, I'm not sure whether we'll be able to get it. I don't think we are. Oh, well, like that, yes. Oh dear. Okay, now I'm gonna just go back. I don't want to take out these polluters or these things. I want to just take out those two. Yeah, let's do that, shall we? No, Memphis, you're not allowed to eat Cinnamon's food. Okay, now. Tidal turbine over there. That there. Scrubbers, 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 scrubber-dub-dub. That. And then lastly, like this. Okay, now it's nice and clean. Oh, we still need to make it nice and green though everywhere. Okay, so let's see where else we can do stuff. We can technically make a turbine in this area. It not going to do much. We can also put all along here, but there's not much to do here. So let's see where else we can dredge. Unfortunately, we are going to have to dredge. We are going to get this stability down, 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 down as we dredge. Anyway. Dredge, dredge, dredge. Dredge, dredge, dredge. In South Africa, in one of the harbors, very often in harbors, they dredge the area so that ships can actually come into the harbor. Especially if it's not... we're just making a small little thing there. Anyway. Yeah, small little sandbank. Especially if it's not deep enough to normally for ships to come in and out of the harbor, they will dredge it. And in South Africa, with the one harbor, they were dredging it, and then they decided, you know what, stuff it. We are going to use dynamite to blow it deeper and then dredge it because they were struggling a bit. And so what they did is they set the dynamite, let it explode, and then after a little while, they let it explode again. The problem is that with those seismic charges, fish were stunned, and the penguins from the local breeding colony realized, you know what is good, was a great source of food. We can actually eat the fish that are stunned. So they came in after the fish were stunned, and then they got caught in the blast of the second explosion, and then a lot of penguins are killed in the process. And they were the African penguins, which are endangered. And so they realized, oh, you know what, maybe we shouldn't go boom boom all the way the whole time. Maybe we should give the things the time to first catch all the fish, and then we'll set the second charge. Anyway, I'm rambling here. I'm trying to think with what on earth can I do here. Not much, I'm afraid. But anyway, we are going to clear the oceans here. That we are going to do. As much as we possibly can. There. And then we can put one here. I think we can put one in this area as well. Okay. And sprinkles. Here we go. We're trying to see where on earth we can now still do. I don't think we can really do anything at the top there, no. Can we dredge here? Yeah, we can dredge here. Technically. Interesting. I don't really want to dredge there, though. I just want to take it out. That's actually what I want to do. I just want a deeper area over here. So I wanted to place a dredger and then remove it. So that I can put in... Oh, I can't do that. Okay, fine. But let's see. Is there an area here? Yeah, there is technically an area here I can dredge. Create some more areas, I guess. Yeah, let's have it like that. And then this should be deep enough so that we can actually place the tidal turbine in. Yes, okay, great. That means we can now sort out this section, and that section over there. And get some greenery, hopefully, established over here. Okay, like that. I just realized there are all these areas here that I haven't irrigated yet. Maybe I should do that, eh? Anyway. Guess let's go like that. And we're so close to our amount that we need. Oh, 9% left. Okay. Where can we dredge? I think we can still dredge here and actually then clean this area. Let's try that, shall we? Okay. Not sure how. The boat will hopefully get along on this side. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it can still actually come through here. Okay, great. If I dredge this side, can I then place this here? Yes, but no. Aha! That there I should place it, and then I can put a turbine on here. Yes. I could actually have placed a turbine there in any case, but I wouldn't have been able to clean any areas. Okay, like that. So close. There we go. Okay. Dredging may have made the ground unstable, nevertheless increased biodiversity by creating enclosed lagoons and bamboo groves in the shells of skyscrapers. Use the roots of new deciduous forests to break down concrete. Roots? Oh dear. I felt a boom happening somewhere. Okay. Oh, we're at 38% geological stability, so we may be fine-ish at least. So we'll see, Anyway, what else I wanted to I'm not sure what I wanted to say. Anyway, let's actually, there we go. You see, you can feel the booms coming along. Something is happening, and it started happening, and I don't know what it was. So we are going to just actually first irrigate this area. It seems we need to irrigate it first. Wait to really here we go. Really spread. So now we've got bamboo, which is a massive type of grass. Technically we've got grasses all over the place, but the bamboo here are really massive. Of course, bamboo, primary food source for your pandas, your giant pandas, and your red pandas. I recently, during the Planet Zoo live stream, realized that, oh, giant red pandas also eat bamboo, like giant pandas do, which I never knew. So that was quite cool to realize. Make life a little bit easier for ourselves. I'm going to do this here. You'll see why in a little bit. We don't need it yet. I'm going to start establishing some rocks here for us. There we go, you see. There it goes down. Suddenly we have instability and these waste storage areas. Suddenly pollution. Ah, man, radioactivity. Now we need to actually get rid of that. So we can place that there. But it will now systematically just keep this area relatively clean, but we can't build there. We can, however, build there. And now this area is more or less contained, and we can plant sunflowers on it. Which is awesome. Okay, now we've got this area over here as well that we need to contain. So we can place this here. And we can place that there. That's going to help contain this. And then let's see. I'm just trying to think whether we can actually come from this side. I don't think so. No, actually, I want to go clear this area more or less. Let's see. I think the water is too deep here. Okay. I can do that. Okay, you see, now it becomes arable again. Where can I place? Can't place anywhere there, okay. Place this here, and then let's try to contain it. As soon as it goes down again... Oh. We can't? Why can't we? It's not radiation anymore. Okay, so maybe we need to be a little bit more to this side. No. Come on, I should be able to build here somewhere. That's not going to help, is it? No. Can't build in radiation. Okay, yes, thank you for that. Okay, we'll get back to that one in a moment, but there's one here as well. So we need to clear this area of radiation. Wait for the radiation to subside again. And when it does, build there. Oh, it needs power. That's probably why we can't build up here. No? Oh, we need rocks. Oh, that's what we need. Okay. So what we need... And the mineralizer there does nothing. This one, how many have you got? 7 out of 8. Okay. Can't build in radiation. Nope, nothing yet. Okay, never mind. Can we... We can build here. Okay, great. Now. Can we now... Yes, now we can do this. Okay, took me way too long to figure this out, but there we go. Okay. We should now be able to put this over there. And we've got some sunflowers growing. Okay, I'm not sure why they chose sunflowers, but if it works, it works. A lot of plants are what we also call bioaccumulators, but it wouldn't help with the radiation. But a lot of plants actually accumulate, or some plants at least, accumulate toxins or things that are toxic to other things. For example, there's a plant in New Caledonia, to the north, well, east-northeast of Australia, that's known as the nickel tree, because it accumulates nickel in its tissues, and up to, I think, 25% of its sap may be nickel, which is toxic to other plants in higher quantities than a little bit. Yet this nickel plant, this nickel tree, actually extracts it and stores it in its sap and its leaves and everything. Now you would think that that's a defense mechanism against animals that eat it, and it seems to work against insects. But larger animals continue eating it, no problem whatsoever. So, yeah, who knows? Actually, I didn't want to plant that first. I wanted to first water this area. And then plant that. Oh, okay. Well, apparently it is now planted. Ah, okay. Why did I have to go and plant this first? Anyway. Let's try that again then, shall we? Okay, now, this area, thankfully, should be able to support quite a lot of bamboo. Yes. As should this area quite a bit. There we go. Okay, so our bamboo forests are more than what we need. Our sunflowers are more than what we need. We need to plant the deciduous forest, and we need to get a lagoon sorted. And then we're ready here. Okay, so let's get cracking. The temperature is too low for the thoracic purifier to work. Okay, so we're going to get the temperature up in a bit. This thing here, temperature-wise, it still needs a little bit of heat. Let's burn stuff, shall we? There we go. Apparently we're going to have fireflies now. Oh, look, there they are. Ah, yes. Of course, fireflies making those little flashes to try and signal to each other where they are, very often to attract a mate. And they do that by producing a compound, a bioluminescent compound known as luciferin. which I remember the name of that because it's like Lucifer, so Luciferin. Not sure why it's, it's not actually derived from Lucifer, devil, but it's how I remember it. Let's have a look. It's actually, I think, ideal conditions now to grow deciduous forests here. There we go. You need to plant these, the conservatories, on the little purifiers, and it grows on the concrete. And the asphalt gets broken down, and you can see they're growing all over. We actually have a little structure, an old power station. Cheers, Ozzy. Glad you could make it. And yeah, glad you enjoyed it. And a slight hint of PTSD. Yeah, I can understand that. Slightly a little bit with me as well, with the thingamajig, with the rehabilitation and all that. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying, with the take care, Ozzy. I hope you have a wonderful weekend further as well, eh? But as I was saying here, with the close to where I live, there's a old power station that it's no longer being used and has fallen into disrepair. And over the years, it's been taken over by a whole bunch of plants. You even have like a strangler fig growing out of the one window. And yeah, these trees that you see here, kind of growing all over the buildings, gives me very much that power station vibes. Okay, so the deciduous forest that is now sufficiently high in abundance. We now just need to make the lagoon. And in order to make the thalassic purifier, we need smaller areas to actually purify. So here we can have a little bit of a purification happening. Thalassic meaning deep water purifier. And this is not a deep water purifier, but anyway. What we are going to do is we're going to break this up into smaller blocks. So let's block this area as well. Yeah, it does not require electricity, so that's good. Just going to block all these areas and just have this thalassic purifier over here. Nice little lagoon section. And then we can also create it, I think, over here. And yeah, then we can purify this section as well. And now we've actually created all 4 habitats. As your final step, you'll need to finish recycling the city, reintroduce animals, and construct an interstellar rocket on which to leave. Use satellite scans to gather seeds from all over the planet and store them in your rocket's vault. Finally, place the guidebook in the cockpit and leave the restored world behind. So now, this is where it gets very, very interesting. We are going to first put in a flying drone. Oh, we need to put it on there. Okay, there we go. Satellite uplink. Now, we are going to use this uplink to actually scan for seeds in all the worlds that we have restored, in all the little continents that we have restored. So we've made the satellite uplink. Now, no comms array detected. Okay, we need to now first build the rocket silo. Build the rocket thrusters on here. This gives me very much like Subnautica PTSD feelings over here. And then we are going to have comms array A. And from it, or for it, we are going to scan the river valley, the first area that we had actually restored. And now we've gotten a lot of seed from the forest. We have a few from the wetlands and a little bit of fynbos. And we can navigate using this. Let's just get the forest ticked. Get some fynbos there as well. Let's just look for more fynbos. I think I can actually look here on the left hand side how much I have of each habitat. Actually, yeah, there we go. Lots of wetland. Wetland done. I just need to find more fynbos. I think, there we go. I think this is a lot of fynbos. It is done. Okay. Now that we've done that, we can have another cargo hold. And another uplink. So now we are going to go to the second area. we're going to go to the desolate islands. And here we are going to get some beach and tropical forest. We're going to get a lot of coral reef seeds over here. Actually, we just scanned a little bit more and then we've got everything. We need mangroves. Mangroves and beach still. There's a bit more mangroves. Okay, now forest is done. Beach will now be done. Now it's just mangroves that we're scanning for. I think most of the mangroves, there we go, were up here. Technically, you'd find their seeds drifting around in the currents. You won't necessarily just find it lying around here. You would find it here, but, you know, you might as well just look for floating seeds all around the coastline. Next array coming up. There's comms array C. And that will now allow us to scan in the polar region. Let's just actually get a little bit there. Oh, not a lot of things here. Okay, there we go. Forest. Get the forest ticked. Yeah, now all the forest seeds. Now let's look for some other habitats. I think we should have some lichen over here. There we go. That is ticked. And of course, there is our tundra as well. That's also ticked. Now we just need the kelp forests, which is somewhere along in the ocean. Not here. I think that was a little bit more to the right-hand side, if I'm not mistaken, to the east. Yeah, we've got some here. Got some more here. I think as we go up here, there we go. Got some more. There we go. There's a lot. That should get it. There we go. And then it's just the last one. And that, of course, is this map that we've got over here. Okay, now we need to just scan for the last few things. And let's scan for as many trees as we possibly can at the same time. Let's just go for that. Bamboo. Some more deciduous forest. That's done now. Got some lagoon plants over here. The lagoon plants, basically just a calm bay, very often of marine origin. So a little calm bay area outside of the main currents of the ocean. We just need to get some sunflowers from this lot over here. I'm just going to get a whole bunch of sunflowers from this one spot because I can. Okay, that should be enough. And then we just need a little bit more bamboo. And there we go. Now we can recall the satellite. So, satellite somehow got a whole bunch of seeds, put it up there, bringing it down again. And now we will be able to actually leave this planet once we have removed everything from in here. Okay, seed vault cockpit. And we do need to scan for a whole bunch of animals. So, let's have a quick look at what we need to scan for. Okay, this shell-bearing reptile frolics in a large lagoon. Now, hopefully we've got a largish lagoon here. We do! This is a turtle. Kind of looks like a hawksbill turtle. Now, they would actually be closer to the actual marine area if they were like a lagoon in this section here. They really would have been hanging around there. Like the cooler or the calmer areas, they're quite good swimmers though. They are surprisingly quick if they want to be. But yeah, the true sea turtles, true turtles that we've got here. Great stuff. Maybe we can get some more turtles over here. I would love to get more turtles. There we go, some more turtles over there. Maybe over here? Yeah, some more. I think this one up here is just too small though. Okay, so we've got 3 spots where there are turtles. Now, this resplendent fowl struts on wide open grassland. So we've got a bit of grassland here. Is it big enough? It is indeed. We have the peacock, or the peafowl. This, of course, is the male, brightly colored. That is typical peacock. And then the females, the peahens, would be much drabber in color. because the males are brightly colored to try and attract a mate. And if you are the female of the species, you are the one being attracted. You are not the one that attracts. You're just going to get a whole bunch of peacocks all over the place. Okay, this little guy, this gentle giant, happily gnaws bamboo near a glade. Guess what we've got? So it should be over here. Here we go. Giant pandas. Oh man, I love giant pandas. They're such awesome little weird creatures. Let's see if we can get some more giant pandas over here. Yes, we can. Giant pandas, can we get them? Giant pandas. Yes, we can. Not enough grassland there for the panda. Let's see whether we can scan for them here. Not really, because they are peafowl in the grasslands there. Oh, well, that's alright. We've got some of them. This fierce raptor makes its eyrie in a tall structure near a source of prey. Now, the source of prey we first have to get. So let's first get this widespread suiform roots for tubers in the undergrowth of a deciduous forest. A suiform is a pig. So this is, of course... we need more grasses. Okay, so this is... Oh dear, where will we find this? Maybe we should make it rain first. I think let's make it rain. If we make it rain, we will be able to get everything we need. So, we need temperatures above 25 degrees. That's a long way to go. Okay. Here I was thinking that we're almost done. We are not almost done. We need electricity. I was like, why can't we make the combustor? There we go. Increase it, wow, by a full 3 degrees. Wow. Just wow. Okay. That's nice. Let's see. Oh, this is the giant panda habitat. I don't want to burn that down. Not going to burn that down. I have my limits. Maybe if I put it in here and then burn. Oh wow, a full 2 degrees. That's something. Anything counts. There, it will also burn down the habitat. Ah, here we go. We can burn down the peafowl habitat. That's all right. They're going to. Oh, I just burned them to death. Shame. Let's burn some sunflowers, and not sure whether the sunflowers will burn. No, just the grasses. Okay. So we need still 8 degrees more, if I'm not mistaken. Rain to start. Oh, we need 25 degrees. Okay. Let's see. Oh, we can have pylons. Yes. We can have pylons going into this section. Where we can now finally start rehabilitating this section. I forgot about this section way up here. And the fact that we've got pylons. Anyway, we've got that. That is marvelous, and that means we can irrigate this this whole stretch and then burn this whole stretch. Because why not? It will go up by a full 5 degrees. Yeah, I'll take it. Okay, now, next pylon. That's under 2. Pylon. Good. Where's our next pylon? I don't know. So maybe we should... No, we can't. Come on. Okay, looks like we can't burn anything there. So close. Let's see. Can we? Yes, we can do this here. And can we burn? That's now the question. No, because... Oh, we can burn that. That's 5 degrees. That's 25 degrees. That's what we needed. Okay. Now we just need increased humidity, and that I hope it's going to be much easier. We need, what do we need? 85%, but 90% we can have vegetation booming. So let's go for 90. Let's go for gold. Fungi are now in the forests. So now if we look here, not in there, but deciduous forest, where are you? Over here. We should technically have some fungi growing, but maybe not over the buildings. Maybe in here. Yeah, there we go. There's a little mushroom. Amanita muscaria, the fly agaric, is right over there as well. Ah, that's awesome. Okay, let's have a look. We need another 41% of rain increase. Humidity increase. So let's put down cloud seeders everywhere. It's raining. Hallelujah. Okay, what we can hopefully do is do this. And then just put up one more. Ah, it's too close. Okay. We'll just do that. Just want 1 more %. I mean, come on. How difficult is that? Is there any spot we can still put it in? Any place? Doesn't look, I'm not sure why we can't put it here. Oh, it requires electricity. That's why we can't put it there. Okay. Interesting, okay. Okay, if I put it like that. And there we go. Boom! Vegetation will now be booming. That's great stuff. Now, all we need to do is let the temperature drop again. And we can do that very easily. Just flash freeze everything. We're making icebergs, people. We're making icebergs. And these poor little pandas are now freezing to death. So, well, they're actually quite used to the snow. So that's alright. They'll survive. Okay, moss will now be on the rock faces. Wherever we actually have got rocks. I'm not sure where. Maybe along here? Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, we'll have moss along the rock faces and we've done everything. That's cool. Okay, so now back to the animals. Biggies. We need grassland and deciduous forest. So there we go. We now have boars, wild boars running around here. That's cool. A whole sounder of them over there. However, do we have the potential for this? No. We need an unutilized thing like this one here. Where have we got unutilized tall structures? That's the only one, I think. I think this is the only one. Which means we may be able to get it here. Yes, we now have boars in this area, and this one, goodness, can we have it here? Ah, no, we can't. You know what? That is it. We're not going to get the eagle. That's all right. This endangered marine mammal darts among the fronds of kelp forest. So let's look here. We've got some kelp forest and enough ocean for it. Now we have enough kelp forest and some ocean for it. Okay, so let's scan over here. Ah, not enough kelp forest, okay. Maybe here. There we go. Sea otters should be floating around here somewhere. Not sure where, but they're somewhere here. So now we've got 5 of the 6 species. The only one we didn't have is the eagle. You need a tall structure with wild boar in range, and yeah, we could not get. You need an unoccupied thingamajig, tall building for that skyscraper, and we don't have that, unfortunately. So that means we need to start recycling everything. Let's do that then, shall we? Let's get that sorted. This sorted. We're just going to go with a whole bunch of recycling stations or recycling silos. And then as we've done this, as we do this, everything should be alright. We're removing ourselves from this ecosystem. And we believe everything will work now in our absence. Okay. Oh, of course, we do need to make the monorail again. I'm not sure whether we need to actually connect it to the mothership. No, I don't think so. It does not look like it. Okay. Means I think we could just flop it down here and just say, please come and collect us. Yep, that works. So we're just gonna do that. Okay, that's all that done. This will be all these things done. This will be all of these ones done. Okay, let's see. Boom. Okay, remove this. Okay. Nothing there left. Some things left here. Not anymore. Okay, there we go. That'll remove that. Okay, almost at the end, everybody. Thanks for sticking around, and thanks for joining me today as we try to rehabilitate the Earth. We are 96% recycled. Let's see, nothing there, nothing there, nothing to this side. And nothing to this side. I think it's literally just that little guy over there. And it's just outside of that one there. So we're just going to plop this down here. And that should remove it. And that then means we have completely recycled everything. Which means we are ready for the end, everybody. So let us blast off. And like Subnautica, it ends with a rocket. And on it we have the seeds of life that will hopefully help restore other environments as well. And just so that we can see that life is apparently thriving after we have rehabilitated it. This is of course the last area that we are at. And there goes the rocket with the last of the continents restored as well. Now after one has done this, you can actually go back to all of these continents and you have a new map to actually do there, which is marvelous. And it just means that you can play this again and again. I think as far as I know, there is a Zen mode as well, where you just kind of chill. You don't have to worry about the credits and all those types of things, or the conservation credits. You can just play around a bit. And I think that is also quite cool. But yeah, thank you very much everyone for joining me on our little adventure today. Hope you enjoyed it. And it was nice to be able to play this game a bit as well with you guys. So I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend further. And I will not be here again next week. Next Saturday I'm away in the field, as I am have to go along with the honors research or honors group for a research assignment, basically, off in an endangered vegetation type in South Africa. So we're going to go there for a few days, leaving early on Saturday morning. So unfortunately I will be out in the field next Saturday. We are going to have a Hunter Call of the Wild video coming out on Tuesday, and then of course a Grounded video coming out on Friday, just since we're not doing the live stream next week. But we'll be back with the live stream again the week thereafter. So thank you once again everyone for joining me on our little adventure. Hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for sticking around. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend further. Cheers everyone, have a great one and stay safe.